This week on No Cell Service, our hosts cover the dark comedy horror, Gremlins. This content is intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised.
Oh boy, the good old holiday season is upon us once again.
Yes, and we have picked up a classic by all means, one that I think many horror movie people watch every year for Christmas.
100%. I think this is for anyone who hasn't seen Gremlins, I think it's the perfect starter scary movie, in my opinion. Like, from A to B, I think it's the perfect amount of, like, suspense to kind of, like, teach you that horror movies build suspense to make you uncomfortable. But there's no, like, immense jump scares that actually, like, fucking shake you. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah,
so, like,
no,
it's kind of like it's the baby's horror movie. A baby's first horror movie, I think, is a good way to put this movie.
I was trying to think about it, and I don't really know if there are any jump scares, really.
No,
like any
exactly.
Intense jump scares.
It's really good tension buildup. And, like, me and my wife, because we watched it together last night, it's one of her favorites. She was just like, she pointed out before I even said it, she was just like, man, like, the tension is just like, oh. It's like, yeah, honestly.
It's good. There are a few things I think we'll touch on of, like, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we have the rules to go over, some things like that. Some things concerning the dog as well, of what the fuck is happening there. But no, I would agree that this is a pretty good starter movie, because even the, like, quote-unquote gore aspect is all centered around the Gremlins.
Yeah.
You don't see people die. You see one dead body?
Yes, but it's not necessarily, like, gory or anything.
No, I wouldn't call it gory at all. I just think, like, body count wise, you see one dead body, you see Santa Claus getting attacked, but there's not a lot of, like, human gore.
Yeah, no, it also, I think I'll point out another, like, point to, like, what I was saying of, like, you know, it's a good beginner because it kind of introduces some of those themes that you'll see in a lot of horror movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's pretty ambiguous if I say it now, but, like, the slime, like, the goo, like, that's gross, but, like, a good introductory, because, again, it's not like human stuff. It's just, like, you know, I don't know. We'll
you were exactly correct. It's way different watching, like, a monster get dismembered or destroyed and watching, like, ichor or slime or something come out of it versus like a hyper realistic human body getting dismembered, right? Those are two totally different things. And the fact that, like, this movie is also comedic, like, it is classified as a, like, dark humor. I think they're actually called black comedies, if I was reading that correct on Wiki. Like, the dark humor type movies.
Interesting.
And this is obviously in that category. With what was the other one that I had off the top of my head, and now I don't remember it. But if you've seen, you know, like, Leprechauns is also in that category.
100%.
I don't think we've done, I think this is our first, like...
Or Critters. I mean, Critters is literally just Temu Gremlins.
That one's good. Well, I think this is our first, like, dark comedy horror movie.
Is it? Yeah, I don't think we've really hit anything that's, like, explicitly contained, like, humorous segments. No,
because I don't usually lean too heavily into, like, the horror comedy.
I don't either. Like, scary movie and stuff, it was funny for, like, one or two, and that's because the jokes themselves were really good. But then, like, repeating the concept and stuff, it was just like, yeah, like, I fucking get it. Like, if you can't write the jokes funny, then it's not gonna be, you know, I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, and we talked about that when we did our forever lost episode of Zombieland. That was one of the other only ones that we've really watched of, like, horror comedy. There's like Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I think I've seen that once. It was all right. Like, again, it's just not our vibe. And this one, I think, leans less heavy into the comedy and uses, like, comedy to break up the tension more than is, like, comedy on face value with horror elements.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree. I also do think that it's the deadpan comedy. It's the deadpan horror comedy that I think you and I enjoy out of, like, that genre as a whole. It would have to be that sort of, like, because, like, Zombieland, it's not haha, like, very light jokey. It's very just like, no, like, people are panicking and stuff, but like it's funny because it's a zombie clown that gets smashed, like things. It's just like
the way that comedy is used is different when it's a horror comedy versus a comedy horror. Like
it's like the juxtaposition that makes the scene funny, but like nobody's making a joke necessarily.
Yeah, because if you put anything else in, like the scene in the bathroom for Zombieland, right? If you put an actual like zombie that wasn't a clown there, or like something actually scary, that scene is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And so like, but it being a clown is what makes it funny. And
exactly. Like everyone has the thought of like, if you're taking a shit in a stall in a zombie apocalypse, one crawling under the thing is going to be terrifying.
Yeah.
How do you make that not scary? It's a fucking clown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get my point. Like we go on, but like, I
agreed. And the same thing for this movie, as in this movie is terrifying, but they're little like foot tall little creatures versus like a grown ass man doing these things.
Yeah, no. If a grown ass man was, I don't know. It does just get to a point where like I found myself laughing a lot more than I like did when I was younger watching the movie.
Oh, for sure.
But I think that's just because like, there's some pretty good bits in the movie. Honestly, like there's some funny shit that happens.
There's some good bits, and like as a kid, I think you're so focused on the horror aspect of it that everything is terrifying. And then as an adult, when you're
a kid, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. As an adult, you get a focus on like the comedy bits and how like more of the movie flows and structure and like everything. Because as a kid, like I couldn't even tell you the premise of this movie. Just like gremlins are gonna get you.
It was fucking creepy, and especially like, what are you gonna do when it's raining outside? And like I don't know, if I was watching that movie as a kid, it was raining outside, and I was picturing those things running amok in my town, I'd be peeing. I was peeing myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean. It's great. Anyways, we should probably...
Yeah, let's get into it. Also, I was thinking about that, and do I say let's get into it every fucking start? Like, you...
No, I think there are some times where I'm just like, and this is where we find ourselves today with these people, and like, this is how, like, I don't know. Sometimes
I did, at the start of this, I was trying to do like, let's have like some good segues into it. Or like have something like related to it as our opener, and then we've gotten a lot more comfy with the formatting that we just like get a go, which I really appreciate. I was just thinking like a few of the other ones, other podcasts I listen to are like, let's crack into it because like they drink on the podcast or like things like that, and it was like, damn, do we need a catchphrase?
We could. I mean, it could be something related to like trying to see if we have any cell phone service. I don't fucking know.
You're right. I was just, we'll think on it. It's another in the think bucket that we have to deal with.
Should we check and see if we have any reception? Like, I don't fucking know.
Check our notifications here.
Yeah.
We open on Little China with Rand Peltzer narrating him following a kid into a hole in the wall shop.
Yeah, he's walking through like Little China, and it's super. I mean, this is like 80s Little China, so it's
very stereotypical,
like. Very neon sign or like colorful, like red and like neonish signs, like that kind of stuff. Smoking alleys and all that. This little kid leads him to this like stairway down into this little basement alcove and building.
Yeah, it's like a shop in a basement.
He's like, "This is your grandpa's shop, kid," and the kid's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. Come on, follow me." And I was like, "Yeah." I mean, I would, honestly. I trust this kid.
I don't know if that's like the difference between us as people or like gender difference of I'm not following anybody into a basement ever.
Yeah, but it's like a 9-year-old Asian kid. Like, I don't know. What's he gonna do? Just steal my shit?
Lure you to someone who can do something. Have you not heard of the like true crime stories of people using their kids?
No, I mean, that's fair, but like, I'm a grown-ass man. So like,
so it's a gender difference.
Yes, and I'm so sorry for you and every woman on earth that has to deal with this. Trust me, I fucking hate it. The first time I ever found out that oh god, it wasn't even like a girlfriend, but like when I was younger, I had one of my friends tell me like, oh yeah, when I walk to my car at night, I put my keys in my hands like they're fucking Wolverine claws, so that if I get attacked, I can harm someone.
Yeah,
it's like every night. I'm like, yep. Just without even a second glance. That's when it hit me. And I almost cried because I was like, that is fucking awful. So yeah, no, I 100%, it's awful. But I also, I don't know. I walk
No.
in that basement. I follow the kid, especially when he says his uncle or his grandpa
yeah.
has all these fucking sick oddities and stuff.
Dude, okay, like, I'm gonna do a complete 180 on what I just said. I might also follow him in there. But it's just like...
Foreign oddities? Foreign artifacts? I think is one of the words that is used when Rand? Yeah, when Rand... When Rand is perusing this shop, he uses the phrase artifacts.
He's not wrong. Like, it's this shop is like almost entirely lit by candles.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like walking into like a museum exhibit with all of just everything that is around.
It reminded me of that oddities room in the spooky store we went to.
Terror Trader.
Yeah, it reminded me of the oddities room because it's like dark. And it's got like, you know, just like the candlelight a little bit. And it's just got like these weird random things laying around. At one point, Rand is like, is this real? And the kid's like, Mister, I told you everything in this place is real. Come on, man. Like it's pretty great.
He then tries to sell his own invention to the shopkeep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was on a mission to find his son a Christmas gift.
Yep.
The bathroom buddy, which is a consistent invention throughout this entire movie.
Rand is an inventor of sorts. He just creates all sorts of whimsical things to, how does he describe it?
Fantastic inventions for fantastical inventions for a fantastic world, or something along those lines. Like, they're...
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact thing he
know.
calls it, but it's...
Very whimsical, the way he speaks about it.
Yeah, and did you watch Jimmy Neutron growing up?
Yeah.
This just reminded me of Jimmy so much, of just like unnecessary inventions that he has because he can, like the freaking like his hair thing that does his hair.
100%. No, because the bathroom buddy, this guy's literally just got like the Swiss Army knife of bathroom.
Yeah.
Doodads.
Yeah,
like
toothbrush,
a comb.
A comb. Thank you.
It's got like a mirror. It's got like all sorts of shit, and he's like trying to sell this dude. That like he's like, oh, I can get you 20 of these a day. You could sell them right here in your shop.
The entire time, grandfather is not
saying a word.
He hasn't said a word. He's smoking out of his pipe, just staring at this man like, who are you? And his whole spiel gets interrupted by like a soft like mewling of an animal, and he's like, what's that? Like, what is it? And he goes to check it out, and in this little cage under a blanket is a mogwai.
Yep. And he's like, I want it. This is exactly what I've been looking for to get my son for Christmas. And he's like, how much? And the grandpa's like, it's not for sale. And he's like, okay, I'll give you $100. Mind you, this is 84. Yeah. So $100. Holy shit. Mm-hmm. That's like, that's a decent chunk. Money. Yeah. And so the kid's like, holy shit, grandpa, like, you gotta take it. He's like, no, it's not for sale. Like, it's too much responsibility. Like, I'm not selling that to you. And Rand is like, okay, how about 200? And he's like, no, not like, fuck you. Like, I ain't doing it. And the kid literally, like, the grandpa walks away and the kid's like, hey, yo, meet me out front in 5 minutes. Then Rand just walks out and the kid comes out with the cage all wrapped up and just fucking gives it to Rand. And he's like, he ends up telling Rand these rules.
Yeah. We get the 3 rules. Sorry, I did an inflation calculator for the price.
Yes.
And so if I purchased an item for $100 in 1984, in today's money, it would be $312.
Yeah. So for him to offer $300 on the spot, and then for him to offer even more just for this.
Yeah, because he then goes up to 200, which I'm not good at math, would be what, 600? Practically giving this man $600 for a dog, right? Or something just like a little baby creature, and him turning it down.
For like a gerbil. Yeah,
and of course the child is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? We need to eat. Give me money.
Yeah.
But, you know, that might show why the Mogwai is not for sale. You know? Maybe there's a reason he's like, you can't give me $600 for this thing.
Yeah, especially when he says it's too much responsibility. What, I don't know, what's the first thing that goes off in your head when somebody tells you that?
Yeah, with Mogwai comes much responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, okay, so this kid is like, yeah, so there's 3 things that you can't do. 1, you can't let it in sunlight or it'll die. So it can only, it
No
only
bright
likes the dark.
lights.
Yeah, no bright lights.
Sunlight will kill it.
Number 2, don't get it wet. Don't let it near any water. Like don't
bathe it.
Don't bathe it, none of that. And
Don't give it water to drink. Nothing.
And then number 3, which immediately my wife and I were both talking about this because like
yeah,
it's kind of up to fucking whatever at this point. But the third rule is don't feed it after midnight, which like
every time is after midnight.
Midnight where?
Oh, the time zone thing, right? Midnight where? Mine is when is it okay to be fed? Because technically 1 o'clock in the afternoon is still after midnight. Like, this is a very ambiguous rule.
Yeah, or like, yeah, I don't know. It is very ambiguous. Like, I always assumed it was just like, okay, midnight being like from like the halfway point from the sun going down from it going up, which maybe we can't calculate that exactly, and like our clocks may not fucking mean anything, but like, you know, or I don't fucking know. No, honestly. It's just such a weird, like, you kind of just have to accept it and just be like, yep, okay.
It doesn't, it's one of those, this is an 80s movie, they didn't think too hard on it, type thing, and I think the 2 of these rules plays heavily into plot hole territory. Or not really plot hole, the After Midnight one is just like a weird inconsistency, like how do you gauge
so
that?
Ambiguous.
It's
like,
just super ambiguous. And then the don't get wet one, I have some gripes with later on in the movie.
Yeah, 100%.
One big one, and then 2 smaller ones that I have some gripes with. It then cuts to town square of this very snowy little town. And do you know the best fun fact about this town square?
No.
It is the same town square from Back to the Future.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Oh my God. That makes so much sense. Holy shit. Wow, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, that is my favorite fun fact. I thought it was a kind of known fact, but everything I was going in, like, reading about this movie, they're like, and did you know? And I was like, I thought everyone knew this, but okay.
I didn't. I just thought, I love the Indiana Jones Easter egg because this movie is by Steven Spielberg.
Yes.
And so when it cuts to this town, the first opening shot is like this billboard on top of a building of Indiana Jones.
And it's a radio jockey instead.
Yeah, it's funny. But
also, since you brought up Indiana Jones, because of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and this movie, the American Movie Association, or whatever the fuck they're called, invented PG-13 rating.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, those 2 movies, like, because this wasn't... Originally, this movie is supposed to be rated R. And then they brought it down to being PG-13, what we know it as now. But because it wasn't rated R, it got rated PG, which it's not a PG movie. No. And so a bunch of parents were like, this isn't a fucking PG movie, along with Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which is also not a PG movie. Yeah. So a bunch of parents threw a fit, and our dear old Steven called up the American producer homie and was like, hey, so how we feel about doing a mid rating here for some teenagers? And there we go. We get PG-13. This movie also came out in, like, July or something to compete with Ghostbusters.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, Christmas in July.
Yeah, I think it was July. I can't remember the exact date it came out, but yeah, it did not come out June. I have it actually on the wiki right now.
Oh my
June
God,
8th.
June. A summer flick. A summer Christmas flick.
It happens from time to time. So This is one of them. And this movie did come second in the box office, only to Ghostbusters.
Wow.
Allegedly, from what I have read, a lot of, especially in New York, because of Ghostbusters, everyone was so fucking pissed at that movie because of it causing traffic jams and everyone hearing about it, that, like, the entirety of at least New York City was like, fuck you, we're gonna watch Gremlins instead. So it was first blockbuster in New York because they're like, we're not watching your damn fucking movie.
That's so funny, dude.
But yeah, no, I think if this movie would have come out on its own without having to, like, combat Ghostbusters, it would have been #1 in the box office for sure.
100%. I mean, it's not even a cult classic, it's just a classic.
The amount of people I see saying this movie doesn't get enough love, I'm like,
what do you
live
mean?
under a rock? Like, everyone loves this movie.
Yeah, anyone above the age of, I think, like 25 right now. Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
Because a lot of 80s movies don't hold up very well.
No.
But I think this one definitely does. This is like...
There's a few. Like, I was about to say Christmas Vacation, but I think that came from like the early 90s.
It might have.
But
yeah.
I don't know. The point is, you know, I lost all of that. My brain just went blank 100%.
Great movie. Came out in the summer. Love it.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen
fantastic.
it, you need to watch it this Christmas, which is why this is our... Well, The Thing kind of kicked off our winter seasons.
Yes.
This is our first holiday movie we're recording for December.
Yes.
And then we have one more Christmas movie, and then I'm so sorry, everyone. I tried my best to find a Hanukkah-related movie. I understand it's not the biggest Jewish holiday. We found a Jewish movie. It has really good ratings.
Yeah.
Neither of us have seen it yet. So we're excited for that. We're trying to diversify here, not just focus on Christmas. So.
Yeah, because it's like that's easy. That almost feels like a cop out to just be like, it's December, let's do Christmas movies. But like also like, I don't know, horror Christmas movies are fun.
They are. I mean, we almost did Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving. Like,
I also, and I don't know if we've talked, I might have briefly mentioned this. I don't know if I want to do the Terrifier 3.
we talked about it. You had brought it up and you asked if you wanted to do it. And then I think it was at the end of one of our episodes. And we were both like, that was a lot because we watched it together. No shade again to anyone who loves Terrifier.
I love the Terrifier movies, but Jesus, the third one was just like a lot. I remember you and I finishing that movie and like getting up off the couch and just being like, okay. So like I just kind of walked downstairs and like hugged our wives and
said, yeah, we watched that, and they were both like, we heard screaming.
We heard gross noises, and we were like, yeah.
That's what it was. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll cover at least the first Terrifier. We've been doing a lot of just, like, besides 28 Days series, we've kind of just done the first in series. Like, we just did the first Grave Encounters. We only did the Descent Part 1. So, I don't know. We'll see.
I think we'll probably save Gremlins 2 for next year.
Yeah, we just found out neither of us have seen number 2, so...
But we're going to save that one. You know.
Sprinkle things in.
Yep.
Because the other Christmas movie we have planned is an actual... I say actual. Is a fucking classic.
Which I haven't seen.
I haven't seen it either. So...
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's right. You've probably mentioned that, but yeah.
The next 3 movies we have planned, neither of us have seen. Back to this.
Yeah, so we open up on this town. It's all snowy. It's Christmas time. Like, there's the Christmas tree up in the town square.
Kids are making little snowmen. There's peppermint motifs everywhere.
And then we have a Volkswagen Beetle just, like, covered in snow in the front yard of this house. What's his name?
Billy.
Yes, Billy, sorry. Billy comes out of the house with his dog. Barney. He goes over and he's trying to start his car when his neighbor comes over and starts...
Futterman?
Futterman? Yeah.
Mr. Futterman.
He starts complaining about, those foreign cars,
You can't do anything with those foreign cars. They always break down. It's not like the stuff we make here.
You've seen that tractor? I haven't had a problem with it in 15 years. It was made in Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky Forester. That's what he said.
Yeah,
Kentucky. You're never going to have problems like that. That thing always starts. And he's just like, that's great, man. I gotta get to work, and I'm already running late.
Yeah, he's like, I'm already late for work, so like I gotta go. He ends up not even taking, like, he can't get his car to start, so him and Barney just start like running through town to get to his job.
Running is such a loose term for the jaunt he does through town.
A soft jog.
Like, he's running late for work, and this man is like...
To be fair, icy roads. Like, I have not ran on snowed on roads because that would be terrifying. You'd probably slip and fall.
That's how I fucked up my knee.
So like I think I get it.
I get it.
It'd be different if it was the sidewalks because like those usually are iced. Like you take the city takes care of those.
Yeah, nothing in this town, like the entire road is a sheet of ice. The entire sidewalk is a sheet of ice. This entire town is just ice.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it looks like they've plowed, but they've done that like the 4th plow where the entire road is just ice now because they couldn't keep up with it enough.
Yeah.
Can we also talk about why the hell is he taking his dog to work?
Yeah, I don't know that either.
And it's not like, this isn't a spoiler or anything.
He works at the bank.
But his mom is a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's leaving his dog home alone for 12 hours and like can't be let out. Like, his mom is actively home right now.
Yeah. No, he brings his dog to work for the plot.
Yeah. And for the plot, He has a leash set up, newspaper laid down, all of this shit under his little... He's a bank teller, my guy.
Yeah.
He stands at a counter. Under his counter, he has a little cubby where I think you're supposed to put, like, your backpack or your legs, and he puts Barney there.
Yep.
All set up, and, like, if he's not supposed to be bringing his dog to work, why does no one tell him, hey, you can't have all your dog shit in your little cubicle?
He's working, and there, goodness, what's her name comes up? Katie? Kate.
Yeah.
Kate walks up and she asks him to sign a petition to help prevent the bar in town from being destroyed. It's like a historical.
Oh yeah.
Or they want to sign this petition to make it a historical mark so that
the Mrs. Deagle can't foreclose on it.
Yeah, Mrs. Deagle being this like super rich widow in town that just like, I don't know, owns everyone's properties, I guess.
She's a combination of Scrooge and Grinch.
Yeah.
Like, as this is happening and we learn about this, it cuts to Mrs. Deagle walking down the street and someone saying, oh, hello, Mrs. Deagle, and her being like, what's so good about it? And you're like, damn.
She's carrying a snowman head down the sidewalk and she's like pushing through people, just being like, get out of my way, and like being a bitch about it. And like, as she's walking up to the bank, this woman and her 2 kids are standing there and she's like, Mrs. Deagle, please, like, we don't have the money this month, but like, we both got jobs. We just need a little more time.
If you can just ask, whatever the bank guy, I forgot, I don't know his name, the bank man to like, just give us like 2 more weeks and we'll be good. And she's like, and why the fuck would I do that? Like,
and the kid's like, it's Christmas. And she's like, oh God, I don't even remember what she says.
She says, oh, then you know what to ask for from Santa.
Oh yeah, she's like, but it's Christmas. Like, come on. She's like, well, that means you know what to ask Santa for.
And
so I was like, damn.
Pushes past them to get in the bank, and as they're walking away, like the entire time, one of her kids has been coughing like little Timmy status.
I know one of them goes, I'm hungry, Mom, and she goes, me too.
It's wild. And so you get that, and
then she goes into the bank and just goes right up to the front of the line.
Cuts the line, goes straight to Billy.
But like everyone in town knows this lady, obviously, because they're all just like, oh, it's Mrs. Deal.
Yeah.
Like, bleh.
The hottest thing since sliced bread over here. Everyone fucking knows her. She and the owner of the bank are real tight. They're like hardly ever mentioned without each other in the same fucking sentence. She looks at Billy and says, do you know what this is? And he's like, a snowman? Your dog did this and I want him.
Yeah.
Goes on this whole tirade about how, like, you don't have to pay me for it. I want your dog and I'm going to take him to the pound and put him down. Because if I caught him, you don't want to know what I would do to him. And then he has the fucking cojones to ask, what would you do to him? And then she goes up.
This woman just like goes into detail about murdering this boy, this teenage boy's dog. Like, what the fuck?
She says she's going to put him in the dryer on high.
Yeah.
And one of the people behind her is like, that would do it.
That would do it. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And at this point, Barney's like, ain't no bitch killing me.
Literally, Barney gets pissed from hearing this. And he's like, nuh-uh. He unties his own lead and leaps out from under the counter and fucking attacks Mrs. Deagle. Which, thank God it's the 80s, because I forgot that just like... Nothing really becomes of this other than she like they pull Barney off of her and she's like, I'm gonna get that fucking dog, and like, you know,
Cruella de Vil style.
Yeah,
right?
and the bank teller's like, why do you have this dog in here in the first place? Which again, if he brings him to work and like all this shit, how the fuck bad bank manager, you don't fucking know what's going on in your workplace at all.
Well, also like, why didn't Gerald, the resident asshole, say anything when he's gunning for Billy to get fired and just be the...
Yeah.
Like, he hates Billy.
But, yeah, so she gets up and she's like, I'm gonna get that dog if it's the last thing I do, or, you know, that kind of thing.
She insults his dad, too, about, like, oh, and, you know, you're as reliable as your fucking dad is or something.
Yeah.
We have gotten so many, like, it's not even breadcrumbs at this point. Like, she's dropping pieces of toast about, like, or this movie's dropping pieces of toast about everyone in this town owing the bank money. Everyone is poor as shit. Everyone is scraping by. Yeah. Except Mrs. Deagle and the bank manager and Gerald. And so we get from that interaction that they also owe her money.
Which, thank God it's the 80s, because if that were to happen nowadays, they'd take that dog to... Authorities would take that dog to the pound and put it down. Because, like... Nowadays, like, there's pretty much a zero tolerance for, like, dogs attacking people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
unless it's like, you know, within your own home, more private. But like if it's out in the public like that, and like my dog jumped out from behind a counter and started tearing into an old lady's arm, like that dog would be taken to be put down.
The only way I can see it still happening in this day and age is if you were in a small enough town like this,
Yes.
where everyone knows that Barney is usually super nonviolent, is always off. Also, very bad dog owner. Barney is always off leash.
Yeah.
He's add to the list of things. Barney is never on leash, even when they're in the middle of town with traffic and people. But that is on the other flip side of Barney is a pretty well-trained dog. This is the only time we ever see him act out at all.
But I mean, it's not even acting out. He's just standing up for himself. Yeah, 100%. We get that, like the end of that, and then it cuts to Billy being at the bar.
Yeah, Dory's pub?
Dottie's? Dollie's? Dobby Donnie's doll.
They're also calling. I'm trying to figure. I'm scrolling through the wiki for it. They call him Randall Peltzer, but he introduces himself as Rand. So I wonder if it's in the credits where he's credited as Randall.
I'd assume so. Like Rand is just like a nickname. Yeah, Billy's at the bar. It starts with
a D. It's the pub. I just call it the local pub.
Yeah, he's at the local pub.
He's a drawn Mrs. Deagle as a dragon.
Yes.
So we learn he's a comic artist.
Yep, he's a good drawer.
This is where we meet Gerald for the second time because he showed up in the bank. He comes up and is just being a complete fucking dick. He's like bitching about like how bad of an artist he is, and he's like, I'm a junior vice president at 23, and by the time I'm 25, I'll be whatever, and by the time, or 25, I'll have the bank manager's job, and then by the time I'm 30, I'm a millionaire, and what do you have? Fuck all. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? And
Billy's like shut up, dude, I don't care.
He's like, yeah, oh, good for you, and tries to walk away, and Gerald keeps following him.
Yeah.
And then is a total asshole to Kate, hitting on her and being like, hey, like, you haven't seen my new apartment. And she's like, I didn't see your old one.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
He's like, why don't you come over for dinner? And she's like, no. Just like, she's like, no, fuck you. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, we also find out that she's working a few nights at the pub for free to help out, so they don't have to close the pub down or hire another server.
Yeah. Crazy shit. Billy ends up going home, and his mom is like...
cutting an ungodly amount of onions.
Yeah, she's like in the kitchen, not looking at the knife or the cutting board while she's cutting, but looking at the TV. Because, like, everyone back in the 80s had a TV on their counter in their kitchen.
Yeah, which is, like, the weirdest thing to me.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, when I grew up, one of my friends had a radio in their kitchen. Like, that made some sense. You know, like, in the corner, you put on the radio. But, like, a TV? You want to get distracted while you have a knife in your hand and you're cutting vegetables?
Yeah, I've never had a TV in the kitchen or like the dining room or anything like that.
If I take my eyes off of the knife, I'm cutting my fingers off.
She's actively mincing onions.
Yeah.
She's deadpan on this TV, she's barely glancing down. And like when I say an ungodly amount, like this is multiple cups of onion. What the fuck are you making?
French onion soup. You know how many onions you need for French onion soup?
Do you dice them for French onion soup like that? I've never made it from scratch.
I guess not.
Because, like, in my head, I was like, oh, all-American family, I bet she's making meatloaf. I don't know why that was the first thought that came to mind. Because she says, can you do the eggs? So in my head, I went meatloaf.
Oh, yeah. She asked Billy to do the eggs, and it's one of his dad's inventions. It's this, like, box with like a chicken sticking out, like the chicken's head sticking out of the top of one end, and it's got this, like, conveyor going down from the left to the right, going down like a little ramp, and it's got a bunch of eggs in it, and when he pulls the lever, one of the eggs falls into this little like cup thing, and the chicken's head slams down and fucking makes the egg explode, and then like 6 eggs just roll down, and he like attempts to go and grab them, but it's just they all fall, like half of them fall to the bowl. And then it's funny because he puts another egg in there and presses the button before the egg is even like in the right position.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, I know it's your dad's invention, but like hand-eye coordination, my guy. It's so funny.
Any scene we get of their house, there's a new invention that we get to see.
Yeah.
Literally, they cannot have anything normal. Everything is a part of his invention. This, to be fair, hella supportive family.
Oh, yeah.
They use all of his inventions, no matter how idiotic, no matter how much they suck.
Yeah.
Like, they use it.
And we'll mention, like, another point to that, like, in a later scene. It's very cute. I found it endearing, but...
I think, yeah.
But yeah, so, like, that happens, and it's kind of funny. And then, like, Billy keeps asking his mom, like, are you okay? And she's just like, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a sad movie. She doesn't blame the onions.
No,
she blames the movie.
She didn't even blame the onions. She's like, oh, no, this movie's just sad. I'm like, okay, yeah. And then he, like, goes up and asks her again. He's like, it's not the movie. Like, what's wrong? I don't remember what she said.
She said, we got a call from the bank or something like that. And then before they can continue the conversation, Rand comes in whistling. And
he's so happy.
So she's like, we'll talk about this later. Like, don't ruin it. Like, let's just focus on Christmas. When he comes in, they have crossed sabers on the side of their wall.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. What? And he shuts the door and one of them falls. Every time they shut the door, one of the sabers falls off. And they have to fix it.
How did I not notice that?
Did
I look away for like half a second?
I think it happens like 2 or 3 times. Because I'm pretty sure it happens when Billy gets home at least once. It happens when Rand comes home.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense, because when I'm picturing it in my head, Billy gets home and closes the door, but then he, like, leans down.
And grabs it and has to put it back up.
For some reason, my brain just thought that he was, like, taking his shoes off when he got home.
Yeah, no.
Like, I didn't see it fall off, so it didn't register that he was, like, picking something up. And then I guess I didn't see it when his dad got home.
I thought we might not see it with his dad, but we see it a handful of times of them having to do it to a point where it's just muscle memory. It falls and they're instantly like, boop.
Yeah. He ends up talking about, like, a deal that he might have gotten, and then he gives Billy a wrapped up cage, and Billy's like, oh, hell yeah, and starts shaking it.
No, what makes it worse is he says, is it a bird cage? Shake, 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 shake.
Oh yeah, he says, is it a bird cage? And then starts shaking it. Like, what the fuck?
Who the fuck thinks it's a bird cage, so let me shake it?
Jesus Christ, are you a bank teller, or are you a 10-year-old child? Like, yeah.
We get to see another one of the Peltzer inventions here, which is remote-controlled lights, where she has to pick up a box and extend that antenna really freaking far and then turn down the lights. Mm-hmm. Which I also, like, I very much enjoy, like, the family dynamic between these three, because he'll say something and his wife is like, got you. Like, she doesn't question him, and I know that sounds weird coming from, but there's, like, so much trust and, like, just genuine familial bond there that it feels like that she's like, he knows what he's doing. Like, I got his back type deal.
Yeah, they did a good job of portraying that side in this movie, because I think it's very easy for that to be portrayed as like, oh, the woman just follows whatever the man says, because that's just how it was back then. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not what this is. Like, it is a very loving and supporting family where, like, yeah, there is just that, like, yes, I got you.
If he's asking for something, she knows there's a reason for it, I guess is what I should say. It's not her questioning him, it's she understands that there's something for the, there's a reason to it.
100%.
It's very cute. The family chemistry is amazing. I love them as a family. He unwraps it, and Barney barks, and the Mogwai barks back. Mm-hmm. Billy and Mrs. Peltzer are so chill about this thing coming out of the box that they're like, oh my god, he's so cute. Neither one of them is like, what the fuck did you bring home?
Yeah, because, like, this is, it's like a little troll thing.
It's like a Furby.
It's like a Furby. With
actual limbs. And on a side note, Warner Bros. Did sue Furby because Furbies came out after this movie.
It's so funny.
There is enough difference, but, like, if you think of a Furby and then gave it arms and legs, not human, not the Eldritch Horror Furbies.
If you took away the beak, because Furbies have, like, beaks.
Yeah, if you took away the beak and gave it, like, a normal, like, more mammal face, bigger ears, and then, like a little button nose, like almost like a little bear nose. Yeah, that is a gremlin. Yeah. Or in this case, I'm going to differentiate. This is a Mogwai. Yeah, and we will get to gremlins later. Yeah, this is a Mogwai. Cute little, and Rand explains that he's just been calling him Gizmo. Little Gizmo. Yeah, he's like, he seems to like it. Yeah, and he's just this cute little fucking furball thing. Billy ends up taking it upstairs, and they're just, like, hanging out. Like, Billy's trying to teach it to, like, play piano, and it's, like, kind of singing along with the notes that Billy plays on the piano. Yeah, they, like, do a little cute harmonize, and poor Barney is just like, well, this thing took my best friend.
Yeah.
And he's just watching them. Rand did explain the rules to Billy, so he understands what the rules are.
He tells Billy the rules downstairs, like, as they're looking at Gizmo.
He puts a little Christmas hat on Gizmo,
Yeah.
which is super cute. And then he falls into the trash can.
Gizmo falls backwards head first into a trash can. And Billy comes up and he's just like, haha, oh, Gizmo. And if it was me, I'd be like, oh my God, are you okay? I'd be like picking it up immediately out and be like, I'm so sorry. But he's just like sitting next to the trash can while Gizmo's like head first, like kicking its legs. He's just like, haha, silly Gizmo.
Like, oh, looks like you bonked your head. And there's no real point to the next scene of him putting a Band-Aid on Gizmo's head. Like, there's no point to this.
Except for the fact that, like, we get Gizmo's reaction to light. So, like, he goes in and turns on the bathroom light, and then Gizmo's like, yeah, light, I hate it. Like,
bad light.
Yeah,
bright light.
Because it's like a squeaky little, like, half voice. Like, you can understand it.
Yeah, but we got that earlier because Mom tried to take a picture of them with Flash, and he hides.
Yes,
which I did
that's
like.
right.
He hides in Rand's arms. So
That's
he's
right.
comfortable with Rand.
Mm-hmm.
Gizmo is. So I don't really know what the point of the scene was, except to like maybe have some like cute little fluff reprieve.
I think it's just a little like, I don't know, it might have been for scale because at this point, like, we had only seen, I think they were trying to show him as a whole because at this point we had only seen the top half of him or the bottom half. We didn't see like the whole of him, if that makes sense. But like he goes to put him on the counter and you see the entirety of Gizmo and it's just like this little like furry little ball thing. Does that make sense?
We saw him on the desk playing the piano.
But you only see his legs because his lower half being cut off by the piano.
So you mean we only see his top half?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
We only see his legs while he's playing the piano.
Yes. You only see his top half while he's playing piano. So like
maybe.
I'm assuming it's just to like establish like, look, it's a real thing. It's not just a puppet. Because like, some people would only see like if the bottom had always been cut off, like if you never saw a full shot of one of these things, it'd be easier in your brain to just be like, that's just a fucking puppet. But like because they give you the establishing shot of like the full creature and it's still moving around and stuff, I think that like solidifies in your brain that like, oh no, it's like a little fucking creature. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I could see it as more of an establishing or like world building-esque shot of just being like, hey, like look at this thing and like look at their like relationship and Gizmo's completely fine with Billy and whatever. So maybe that's what it is. It just seemed a little weird to me.
Yeah.
Did you know each gremlin has a voice actor?
That's great.
They are, I think the vast majority of them were like established comedians. They weren't really given a script. They were more like...
they were just told to like...
vibe it.
Yeah.
And it's the same for all of the different translations too. Any different language it's in, all of the actors were told to do your thing.
I love it. Yeah, so we get them going to bed, and it's cute because it's like Billy and Barney in bed, and then like to the right of him technically, or like to the left of him from our perspective is Gizmo laying in bed, all tucked in.
He's in a little like recliner, just like all snuggled in. In the morning, Billy has to deal with another one of his dad's inventions, the Peltzer Peeler Orange Juicer.
Yeah, it's like a pyramid-looking machine with a bunch of oranges underneath it, and Billy puts in an orange. And like he walks away for a second, juice starts coming out, and he walks up and he grabs the glass and holds it up. But you can see the actor's face, like he knows what's going to happen because he bends his head down to look down and like kind of like cringes and like kind of does that like gritty smile because the fucking juicer just explodes and starts spraying like a fucking garden hose that's like half plugged, just fucking everywhere.
So much orange juice that I'm like, that was one orange. Did your mom try this and say, oh, it's not working,
it's not
hands
working,
off.
I give up. And he just like compounded 3 oranges total, and then it just fucking... Yeah, that's in my head canon. That's what happened.
My first thought was like, homie, it's an orange juicer. You're supposed to peel it. And then when he says the name to Pete, he's like, oh no, it's a peeler too. And I was like, my bad. You were right. I was in the wrong.
Yeah.
I think your dad's trying to do too much in one invention.
Because after we see Billy getting sprayed with this, it cuts to him like cleaning himself off in the kitchen, and the kitchen's covered in orange juice and pulp and shit. Yeah, what's his name?
He is the
Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Goonies.
Oh.
Was he the... Oh, God. I know that there was like the handsome Coreys back in the 80s. Was that Corey Feldman and Corey Haim? I know Corey Haim was one of them, but they were like the heartthrob boys back then.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Corey Feldman. He's fucking...
We've decided that I'm like face blind when it comes to actors or something. I get so many people confused. I
He's
get
from the Goonies.
Paul Rudd and what's his name confused. Who plays Ant-Man? Is that Paul Rudd?
That is Paul Rudd. I get Paul Rudd and Ant-Man mixed up.
No, Paul Rudd and the guy who plays Hulk.
Oh, why am I blanking on his name? I know who you're talking about.
I get them confused. And then I get everyone except Robert Pattinson, who's played Batman, confused.
God, I was about to say Mark Russell. Is Mark Russell?
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
I get those two confused. I suck with names and faces. Like, it's real bad.
Yeah.
Which is surprising considering I'm the one who remembers all of the names when we do this. Like, I make sure I have everyone's names.
Well, that's because you, like, actually take notes. I'm like, did you ever see the meme circulating of, like, the critic from Ratatouille? And, like, people put their own spin on it, where it was like, if I don't fucking, like, remember it, it's just fucking gone.
Yeah.
And, like, that's how it is. That's kind of how I feel. Like, I tried to write notes one day, and it was, like, almost making it worse. It was, like, preventing me from absorbing it properly. And so I was like, fuck this. I need to just, like, do what I've been doing.
Dude, the fact that you just, like, off the dome remember a lot of the shit we talk about is insane to me. Because, like, when you say stuff, I'm like, oh, yeah, that happened. Like, I just, like, if I don't write it down, I forget.
Oh, my brain's weird.
I mean, hey, it works. Works great for this.
Honestly, I love it because, like, I don't think the dynamic would be as... It wouldn't be as, like...
flowy, back and forthy.
Yeah, back and forth. Dynamic, like... whatever. I can't think of the word.
It wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't this.
Yeah. But,
Pete
anyways...
just drags in their fucking Christmas tree, just opens their door and is like, hey,
yo, Billy, I got your Christmas tree here.
Just drags it in. And poor Pete, though, his dad owns the Christmas tree lot, so he makes Pete dress up as a fucking Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And, like, we're not talking, like, a ghillie suit. Like, it's a full-ass, like, Christmas tree.
He's just a fucking pine tree.
He's a pine tree. It's not an inflatable one. He looks like a damn pine tree.
He's not even, like, there's not even lights. He's just a pine tree.
Yeah, this poor kid.
They make some comment about the juicer, and then he ends up following Billy upstairs
to hide the suit, so he no longer has to be a pine tree.
Yes, to hide the pine tree suit. And then once they get up there, Pete, like, throws the covers over Gizmo as he's, like, on the bed because he finds a comic book or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he, like, sees the movement on the bed, and he's like, yo, what's this? And Billy comes over, he's like, oh, yo, dude, this is fucking crazy. You ain't gonna believe this shit, bro. And he lifts up the blanket, and it's Gizmo. And Pete's just like, yo, what the heck is that?
Another underwhelming reaction to this little thing. Everyone's just like, oh, what is it? Dude, if someone brought home a Mogwai and was like, this is our new pet, I'd be like, why can't it fucking talk? You
know what? To be fair, one, I don't think they necessarily hear it talk, and we'll get to why.
You are correct.
But I think that, oh gosh, wow, I just lost it. That's been happening.
I think Pete's reaction is the most forgivable because he's like 12.
Yeah, I remember what I was going to say. So, like, I think the other thing that I tried to remember, because at first I was like, yeah, why wouldn't anyone be freaking out? Like, but at the same time, this is the 80s where, like, people just didn't have the internet accessible, fair. So it's like people didn't know all the animals that existed, there weren't even fucking, like, Planet Earth that show didn't even fucking exist yet. So, like, it's not like people were necessarily watching these intense nature documentaries knowing that, like, oh, certain animals did or didn't exist. Like, I don't know. There was a time where people were just, like, dumbfounded by some of the shit they came across that's, like, totally normal that we know about. But that's just because, like,
that's fair.
We've watched so many internet videos that we're like, yeah, we understand that, like, shit's weird and there's all this different foreign stuff.
No,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. Especially with, like, a name like Mogwai, where I believe it's Cantonese.
Yeah,
Cantonese. That they're like, oh, it's just a foreign thing I don't know anything about.
You can't tell me that red pandas or, like, the little, like, are you kidding me? Pandas. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, tanukis, bro? Yeah. Like, fuck off.
That's fair. As soon as they heard a name that wasn't quote unquote English, They were probably like, makes sense, it's not ours.
People are like, I wish Pokemon existed. I'm like, Pokemon do exist, especially the water types.
They were the original sets were based off of real Pokemon.
Yeah.
For a real Pokemon, Jesus. Real
Yeah.
animals. They had a basis back in the day, okay?
So, like, you get what I'm saying. I think
That's fair.
that was my excuse for this one. Because, like, it's the fucking 80s. What are you going to do? If you wanted to know, you'd go to the library and you'd find the book that you'd think might have information on it. And then you'd have to sit down and read through the fucking book to see if it did have the information on it.
This is when people still sold encyclopedia sets, I feel like.
This is when people went door to door saying, hey, you want to never go to the library again? How about you own a little bit of everything right at your fucking on your bookcase? I got issues A through Z right here, only for $1,000. But you could know everything. Because, like, it wasn't even that long ago. Like, the fact that the internet wasn't even, like, super accessible or even, like, what it was until after the year 2000 was like, holy shit. That makes stuff like this, like, back in the 80s and early 90s even, like, it was just so different. Like, and it's hard not to think of that, it being like that, just because we're so used to always having everything. Anyway, sorry. Another tangent.
You're good. I think that makes sense. Like you were saying, I think it's hard because it wasn't that long ago, but it's long enough ago to not, especially we weren't born yet, right? Like, it's long enough ago that you forget that it was hard to access information. So more people were open to just being like, I didn't know that existed.
Like
that's probably fine.
The J curve of technological advancement is, like, scary.
Yeah, so no, that's fair. With that mindset, I will take away my gripes because it was the 80s.
Yeah.
This fucking kid, man, for whatever reason, Billy decides, hey, instead of being nice and safe on the bed, let's move Gizmo to my art desk that has water and paintbrushes everywhere with this dumbass kid named Pete who's gonna knock over a water bottle, a water cup on him. And poor Gizmo sounds like he's in so much goddamn pain.
He spills water on Gizmo and he falls onto his stomach and like I hate this. This is maybe where my phobia of this came from, but like his back is like bubbling.
Yeah.
And it's really gross.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. It's like, I don't know if that's where my like form of tryptophobia came from, but it definitely, if not, it might have been the pods, but like, I don't fucking know. Yeah. It was one of them. But he starts like, his back is like bubbling and like steaming and he's like screaming and they're like, oh my God, what's wrong?
And then a hairball pops off of his back. One at first. And then they watch it like kind of grow and shimmer and move. And
it's
then
disgusting. It's so gross.
4 more pop off. And the first one has a little stripe on its head. He's got a little mohawk going on, while the other ones look very, very similar to Gizmo.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
To Billy's, what the fuck wow, our brains today. The credit. Thank you.
To Billy's credit, he runs straight to his father and is like, yo, so I got water on Gizmo. And his dad's like, what the fuck happened? And he's like, you're going to want to come see this. And
we also get another scene of the bathroom buddy here. His dad has a whole like little workshop closet. Because
Billy walks and he's like, Dad, I got some, like, we got a problem. And he's like, hold on. What would you do
if you were on the train?
If you were on the train
going to an interview and you forgot to shave, that's no problem with the bathroom buddy. Now with shaving features. And then Billy ends up shooting a bunch of, I almost said sour cream. That's wrong. Shaving cream at his dad out of the shower.
I thought it was toothpaste.
No.
I guess it makes sense that it's shaving cream because he's talking about the shaver, the razor.
The shop, it was toothpaste because he's talking about the toothbrushing aspect. This time it was shaving cream.
That makes sense.
So
that makes it even more gross that he like gets it in his mouth and then just like kind of eats it.
This is fine.
He doesn't eat it, but like it gets in his mouth and he wipes off his tongue, but like not in the like if you got shaving cream in your mouth, you'd be like he just kind of like wipes it and then just like
that's fine.
I'm
fixing
swallows
that.
The rest.
Don't worry about it. Yeah,
maybe
he's
just
so
big balls, dude.
Maybe
he's just a man's man, I guess. And swallowing shaving cream.
He's just and like he's such a juxtaposition to father figures we see too. He's just always so calm. He doesn't like get rageful. He doesn't get angry. Like his form of anger is in the scene of like don't talk about it. I didn't fix it. Like, don't, it's fine. I was going to
Yeah.
get to it tomorrow. Like, it's more like bashful and embarrassed than like being angry.
Yeah.
It's a very like wholesome father figure to see. So Billy does explain the situation, takes him out into the living room, I believe. Yeah, he takes him into the living room where the 5 spawn of Gizmo are playing on a mini arcade set. Well, little Gizmo is sitting under the tree, kicking his little legs, playing a fake little trumpet.
Yeah,
just
it's so
singing his little
cute.
songs. And it cuts...
One of them fucking spits on him, though.
The Stripe.
Yeah.
Stripe, like, hawks a loogie across the freaking distance.
And, like, spits on Gizmo and the trumpet. And you're like, yo, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, and it cuts between, like, those interactions and Billy and Rand talking. And Rand gets this brilliant idea of the Peltzer pet. Every kid in America is going to want one.
Yeah, my wife, as soon as he said that, she just goes, yeah, wait till you see where that gets you, huh?
Capitalism at its finest. These things breed and they, like, are super in pain when it happens. Fantastic.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, there's not even like a, don't do that, it's gonna hurt him. Especially, yeah.
Billy doesn't explain the process of what should happen, just that it happened.
Yes.
And I think, even if you can't understand the Mogwai, he can hear Gizmo scream.
You can understand when a creature is crying in pain.
Yes.
Like, it's not that
which
hard.
Which pisses me off later.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, fuck this man. But they all go to bed. The 5 new Mogwai all share a little box on the ground. Gizmo gets his spot, Barney gets his spot, whatever. They all go to sleep. Stripe wakes up, looks around, and it's heavily implied that he is the reason Barney is crying outside.
Yeah.
And
Billy gets up, walks outside, and Barney is like hanging there, tied up in a bunch of Christmas lights outside.
While it's snowing.
And you're like, what the fuck? Oh my god.
Poor Barney. And like, he's tied up, obviously he's tied up in a way that he's not like getting strangled or whatever.
No.
Like, he's tied up around like his chest and things, and obviously like harnessed nicely. Like,
yes.
The dog itself just looks like, I'm in the air.
He's just dangling there.
But like, obviously they have like the sound effects of like him whining and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I didn't look up? I did this with the last movie. I didn't look to see who the actor for Barney was. The dog actor.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if this was just like Barney's only role.
Mushroom is Barney.
Oh my god, Mushroom.
So we have Mushroom. Maybe I'll find some more info about him and we can talk about it at the end. But Mushroom is played by Barney, and Mushroom is fine. You can obviously tell.
Barney is played by Mushroom.
Yes. Whatever the fuck I said. Doesn't matter. He's fine. But it's heavily implied that Stripe is the reason he's outside, which brings up the question. If Stripe went outside and hung up Barney, and it's snowing, why aren't there more Mogwai here?
You know, my wife asked the same question because, like, they are out in the snow. They are touching snow at one point or another. I think it's just because, like, when snow is solid and cold like that, it doesn't absorb into their skin. But if it's water, like liquid, then it absorbs and then it, like, causes that process to happen. Does that make sense?
It does for the compact snow. However,
Yes.
it is actively snowing, and we grew up in snow. As soon as snow touches you, it melts.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's one of those, this is one of my smaller oversights.
Yes, it is definitely an oversight, like a mini plot hole. But it's just like...
It's for the plot. He's got plot armor right now.
And we talked about this, I think, in the thing, but like I think back then, people had a little more room for continuity errors or like little mishaps like that because, again, people didn't go look up to see like what was true or like if, you know...
I also think, like, at a point in time where there weren't, like, the large repertoire of movies we have now where you're competing with... and again, this competed with Ghostbusters. I'm not saying, like, it didn't compete with other big movies, but you're not competing with quality and, like, the quality control of other movies, right? Like...
there weren't movies back then to be able to be like, well... This movie looks way fucking better. Why can't it like look like this? You know,
or this one did it better or whatever. There was way less of a repertoire to like compare all this kind of shit to. And I feel, maybe I'm wrong. Again, we weren't alive in this time period, but like I feel like you hear less discord about movies like 80s and previous about whether or not they were good or how well they did or all of those kinds of things. And then, like, once you get into the mid to late 90s forward, you start hearing more about the, like, continuity errors and, like, well, this sucked here, or, like, they couldn't even keep this straight. Like, I feel like maybe once technology kind of, like, got good and we got Technicolor and got all this stuff, that it was, like, people started really noticing all these kinds of things because it was... Maybe it's because movies became a lot more accessible, too. Like, back in the day, movies were, like, a treat to go and see.
Yeah.
And we're actually, like, almost coming full circle of, like, going to the movies costs like $80 goddamn right now.
Yeah.
It was a treat to go see Weapons for sure.
Yeah, seriously. I almost wonder if it was like, it kind of was the Wild West of like practical effects and stuff like that too. So I think that a lot of what people were focused on back then was just like how well done some of these movies were, like how real these creatures looked, or like fucking Aliens, for example, like Ridley Scott's Alien.
Yeah.
Like the sets and the practical effects and all that are like mind-blowing for that time.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, the sets for the fucking Nostromo were just like what the fuck, you know?
That's fair.
I think it was just like people were more focused on
like what people could do versus the nuance in between everything.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh my god, movies are in color, and like, you know, we have, you know, people can like fucking, you know, Steven Spielberg's throwing in explosions, and, you know, Indiana Jones getting chased by giant boulders, like, holy shit, like Hollywood movie magic, you know? That was when like the movie magic was
movie magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
Billy is convinced that Mrs. Deagle somehow got Barney and did this. And so Rand is going to take Barney to his mother's house, so Billy's grandmother's house, on his way to a convention that goes over Christmas. And Rand's like, I'll be home for Christmas, probably. Wife is like, I hope so, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Please be home for fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
But this is where we get the super cute scene of the Peltzer coffee maker. And how she's doing her darndest to make them fucking coffee, and it comes out like sludge.
Black sludge, and like it's sputtering out, and she kind of like, she hands Rand a half cup and is just like, you might need to, I can't remember what she says.
She says, I don't know if we can drink this. And he's like, what, you don't want like sludge? Like he adds on to her joke, and they have like this really cute, like sweet moment.
Yeah, and
like,
they just laugh about it.
Yeah.
It's very cute, because it's not like, damn it, I can't have my fucking coffee in the morning because you're always replacing the stuff in the house with these newfangled machines. It's just like oh, haha, like, this shit didn't work. Okay.
Yep, and they get to have a sweet moment about it.
It's just nice.
Billy takes, I believe, Gizmo to the high school.
It's not Gizmo that
because he takes whoever it is back.
He takes a Mogwai, one of the Mogwai from the litter.
The reason I think it's Gizmo is because of the reaction of the new Mogwai, which we can get to in a second. So we'll hold thoughts for like 2 seconds. Takes it to the high school to see the biology teacher, whose name I have written so far down. His first name is Roy. I don't remember his last name. So takes it to go see Roy. He grabs a water eyedropper and drops a fucking water drop onto the Mogwai. And we just learned this fucking hurts them.
Yeah.
You fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, no, that's right. No, he does take Gizmo, and he...
Single drop. And the reason I think it's Gizmo, again, because besides Stripe, they all look very similar to Gizmo. But the reaction of the new Mogwai, they're on opposite sides of the little box, and he puts his hand against the box and just also shakes his head like Gizmo does.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's Gizmo and not an offshoot of one of the others. Because at this point, still seems to have like some form of empathy.
No, and that makes sense. Yeah, we get this shot of like Gizmo outside the box, and then the new one inside, and he's like slap. It kind of looks like he's slapping the box, but they're kind of like, you know, like tapping it back and forth.
And he leaves it with Roy to be tested on. And like, I get it, but the way Roy treats this Mogwai later on, I'm like, I hate you. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what we get there. He leaves the Mogwai with Roy. On his way home, he stops by the bar. Kate is working, and she's trying to get his neighbor, Mr. Futterman, out. He's very drunk at the bar, where she explains he's been like that since his wife died. His wife's alive.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, he is home with his wife, who is decorating, like, touching up Christmas decorations. She's talking to him.
Yeah, I guess that is the same person. Because
It's the
Yeah,
plow.
okay, yeah. Yep, that's an oversight, I think.
Well, a little weird thing, but in his drunken stupor, he explains gremlins and how they come from overseas and how foreigners stick them in their planes and the cars and how in WW11 whatever, World War II. However, he acronyms it out.
They get the planes.
Get planes and they make them crash.
Yeah.
He goes off on this whole thing until Kate's like,
don't drive your fucking tractor
how about
home.
you walk
Just
home?
Walk home. Yeah.
And he's like, you know what?
I think I'm gonna walk home.
It's such a nice night, I'll walk home.
Yeah.
And
Billy ends up walking Kate home, and they have a kind of a weird interaction because Kate makes a very like aggressive comment about like suicides around Christmas.
yeah,
Because she's like, I don't even remember what she says, but she says something about like people slitting their wrists.
Yeah, so I can't remember how they get on the topic, but she's talking about like seasonal depression and suicide rates and how she doesn't celebrate Christmas, and something she says makes Billy say, that's weird, like that people are so depressed. I always picture it as like the happiest time of the year. And then she's like, yeah, I tell that to everyone who's splitting their wrists open with razors. And like very detailed language, like very specific language she uses, and then makes a point to say that suicide rates are highest during the Christmas season.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'm sorry. And she's like, no, it's fine, whatever. And he then asks her on a date after having this whole conversation. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm glad she likes you, because that was a really poor timing for a date.
Yeah.
Ask.
Yeah. No, he does. He asks her on a date, and then she says yeah, and then she goes inside. And then Billy goes home, and it's the famous shot of like him laying in bed, like reading a comic, and then he like leans over to Gizmo, who's sitting there with the fucking 3D glasses.
Oh, yeah, looking
And
in the magazine.
He's like, how you doing over there, bud? It's pretty cool, huh? And I always think of the meme where someone like puts that scene, but then the caption is like, me when my girlfriend wants to hang out with me while I'm gaming, and I look over to check on her. And I say that because the entire movie, whenever Gizmo is in that position or like all tucked up and comfy or like do anything like that, my wife was like, that's a total fucking mood. Just like so relatable. And I'm like, you're my own little gremlin, aren't you?
How you doing, bud?
Yeah. My little Gizmo.
So we get that, and we also get Roy at the high school taking blood from the Mogwai that was left with him.
Yeah.
Very fucking aggressively.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not gonna hurt you at all. Fucking sticks the needle so deep into that thing's arm, and it's whining and crying and like flailing, and he's like, oh, you're a big strong boy, you can take it. She's like, I hate you. I hate you so much.
Not a fan of the teacher. Yeah, it takes the blood, and then it kind of cuts back to Billy, Stripe, and all the other Mogwai
in the box
are in the box, and they're all jumping up and down, freaking out. And Billy's like, "What do you guys want? I already fed you." And he looks over at the clock, and the clock says like it's a little past like 11:30.
Yeah, it's like 11:35ish.
And so he's like, "Oh fuck it, like
if it'll calm me down,
if it'll calm me down." So he goes and he gets like a plate of chicken wings.
They're chicken legs.
Chicken legs
stored on a plate in the fridge, uncovered. They would taste like fridge.
Yeah, that's
a wild way to store fucking chicken. Also, the Mogwai eat all of it. These things are eating them at a house and home, and they're already poor as fuck. They cannot afford this many Mogwai.
Yeah. No, and there's like really close cuts of like them eating, and it's like really gross and like slurpy.
So gross.
And like slimy and just, it is gross. He ends up offering a wing or a leg to Gizmo, who's like laying in bed, and Gizmo's like, no, I don't fucking want that.
No, what is wrong with you? And he like shakes his head and goes back to his little comic, like, you fucking weirdo. Why are you offering me food?
She's like, okay. So, and then it cuts back to the teacher. He's sitting there at the table eating a sandwich. And he's like, he was doing whatever. He was doing the tests on the Mogwai that he had, but then like...
Yeah, he was like writing in his notebook, probably looking at data or something.
But then he looks up at the clock, and it's like 2 a.m.
It is 2:20 a.m.
He's like, oh shit. and he ends up like getting up and going, but he just like leaves the sandwich on the counter, which who just like leaves that on the counter to like rot overnight in their classroom?
What makes it worse is he takes the bag of chips.
Yeah.
Which he takes the bag of chips, but leaves like the PB&J.
Yeah.
And is like, all right, good buddy, have a good night. I'm like, you have to come into class tomorrow. And this is probably just like the back room of your classroom, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna have a PB&J sitting out all night. To be fair, it's a PB&J. It's not like a ham sandwich or something. It's just gonna get really crusty. But like, ew.
Just throw it out. Like, it's not that hard.
Like, why are you trashing your own space? Which this is where I have in my notes, when is acceptable to start feeding them, right?
Yeah.
Because it's 2:20 a.m. And maybe you're correct with like the sun being the trigger of when it's okay to start feeding them again. Because it's just like, it's after midnight, but like, is 3 more hours at 5 o'clock gonna be okay? Like, what is the...
Yeah,
it's a
I'm
little
just
vague.
assuming that like maybe wherever you are, your midnight is like where like the night is just at its peak. Does that make sense? So like, yeah, even though the time zones are different and it's technically midnight somewhere else right now, it's not the peak of night here, but it is over there. Does that make sense?
I never had an issue with the time zone thing. I figured it was like pretty regional of like, you don't feed them after midnight wherever you are.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, to your point of it being, like, triggered by, like, the sun, I think would make the most sense. So, like, midnight in New York isn't going to be the same as, midnight in LA. But if you have a Mogwai in both places, you can feed one, you can feed them at different times and it'd be okay. Or feed them at the quote-unquote same time and it'd be okay dependent, right? Like,
yeah.
No.
Well, unfortunately, the doctor... And Billy, I mean, to be fair, Billy tried his best. He did double check, but
we get a shot of Billy and Gizmo watching another scary movie, and little Gizmo is so scared in his little bed. But it also shows the clock face on his nightstand, and it has not changed.
Yeah.
It is still, whatever, 11:25, 11:35, whatever we said it was.
And this is way later than...
Yes.
Yeah, because they're... Yeah.
And we've just seen the clock from the high school, too.
Well... They wake up the next morning and Billy looks around and there are these big, gray, gooey, like gelatinous, slimy pods.
Yeah,
around the room.
Really made me think of Alien.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
The little eggs is what I ended up calling them.
They're gross.
This is when he notices, because I think his mom comes up. And
his mom comes up and looks up and it's like,
she makes a joke about it, though, being like, if this is your ploy to make me bring up the vacuum to you, this sucks, or something like that. Yeah. He's like, no, just come here. And she's like, well, did you feed him? What did you do? And he's like, I didn't feed him after midnight.
And then
he checked, and then notices that
he looks at his clock, and it's still the same time that it showed last night, and he follows the cord, and it's been cut.
Cut or chewed, it's pretty frayed.
Cut or chewed, the wire is frayed. And so he's like, oh, fuck.
He asks his mom, he's like, Mom, what's going on here? And you can hear Gizmo say Mogwai.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, interesting. Like, that was just a fun little, Easter egg of, he's like, it's us. What do you mean what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Billy then goes to the high school to go talk to Roy.
Well, actually, so we get a cut of Roy, showing a film to his class, and then,
This is pre that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because he has to cut it out of the cage. Pete and Billy are...
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yes.
They do go to the school and they talk with the teacher.
And he talks about it being the pupal stage, like a butterfly in a cocoon, and how this is them gonna be metamorphosis and all. And
the teacher's taking wire cutters, literally cutting the parts of the cage off around the cocoon so that he can just
because we totally forgot to mention that the Mogwai he had was kept in a hamster cage.
Yes, but it also it got a hold of that sandwich that the teacher left. Yeah. And so it also cocooned the same night.
And his whole egg kind of takes up the entire cage, and so that's why he's wire cuttering. Cool. It out, and he moves it to a box, which we'll see later.
Yep.
Because it cuts to Mama Peltzer by herself, on the phone with Rand, who's checking in from the convention. He's not doing great. There's freaking robots. There's a bunch of stuff, and he's like, competition's a lot stiffer than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
He's, I don't want to say he's not a good inventor, but he is not the best inventor here. And it is evident by he is not doing well.
Yeah.
I do have the next sections cut up into, instead of my laptop's on. Where did we leave off?
They're talking to the teacher.
Oh, that's right.
And then I think it cuts back to Billy's house, right?
Yes, so this is what I was saying right before. I cut it into 2 sections instead of cutting back and forth. I have all of the house stuff in one paragraph, and then the next paragraph is going to be all of the school stuff.
We'll do all of the house stuff first.
Yes.
And then we'll talk about what happens at the school stuff.
Yes, because it's very much like you get a quick scene of this, and then you get a quick scene of that, and it cuts back and forth a lot that I didn't want us to have to keep saying, and then we cut to this, and then we cut to that, and we do this. So we're going to start with Mrs. Peltzer. She's home by herself. Rand has checked in. That's what we were talking about, that he is not doing well at the convention. There are full-ass fucking robots. There's a bunch of inventions.
There's a dude. So I don't know if you've ever seen The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
The time machine that they get,
yeah.
that Sheldon gets.
The time machine.
Or I guess that they all get.
Yeah, the time machine from the time machine.
Yeah. It's fucking, it's like a dude in the background with one of those. Like, it's a convention.
It seems more like
for sure.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of the tech we do get even now is based off of sci-fi tech that people made, whatever. So It literally feels like a sci-fi convention.
I know, like science conventions, or like, you know, people bring their inventions and stuff like that. I guess it makes sense because it's very ambiguous, like the kind of convention he's at.
Yeah,
it's just funny because like it's got that like typical big, like beefy robot with like the kind of cone-ish head. Like the glass.
Yeah, that's very like, I feel like it's in reference to something, and I'm just like, because
I think it is.
itches the back of my brain somewhere, and I just can't like place it.
I think it is a reference to something, and the only reason I think that is because that specific robot shows up in the Looney Tunes Back in Action movie, the live action one with Brendan Fraser.
Okay.
When they go to like Area 51 out in the desert. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And they come across like a really famous actress.
We just had like a 10-minute conversation about I don't know what anyone is.
Yeah, I couldn't even remember her name, but like she's got like fucking Marvin the Martian and shit down there, and like all the weird like aliens and and that same robot like I'm pretty sure is
there.
Yeah.
So
it freaked me out when I was a kid. That's why I remember, because the sounds it made in Looney Tunes Back in Action freaked me out.
This is like the second time we've talked about that movie, and now I really want to watch it again.
I love that movie. It's a fucking fever dream.
I also just found my VHS copy of the Moose movie, the Moose and
Rocky and Bullwinkle?
The Rocky and Bullwinkle movie.
Oh my god.
Which is in the same vein of live action plus animated. I just found my VHS version. So
oh god.
I just need to do a day of watching those movies.
I'm so down.
Heal my inner child.
I'm so down.
This point forward, I will be calling the Mogwai that aren't Gizmo Gremlins.
Yes, because they are no longer fluffy little Mogwai. They are
reptilian little guys.
Like, yeah, big fucking dobby ears and like
sharp ass claws.
Yeah.
They grow in size too. They go from about being Furby size to being like 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet.
Yeah.
Like from tip of ear to bottom of claw, like they're pretty stocky little things. So they hatch, and she's by herself. While they're hatching, like a bunch of weird lights and like freaking smoke machine is happening, and Gizmo is hiding inside of a helmet, just watching it all happen.
Mm-hmm.
Just look terrified as all can be. So this is like where it's getting a little weird, because like these scenes don't happen back to back to back. But the next scene in the house is Gizmo trapped on a dartboard, getting darts thrown at him by the Gremlins.
Yes,
which
upstairs.
Which is actually, this whole scene is because the cast and crew hated the fucking animatronics so much. They're like, yeah, that was kind of our like little hint of revenge at these fuckers, because of how hard they were to work with.
Jeez.
I guess the animatronics kept breaking down. It would like hold shooting. Mm-hmm. Like 12 people had to work on one animatronic at a time, because each piece was like a different like trigger or mechanic. So like the eyes were one person, and the mouth was one person, and the hands, and there's so many people having to work on one.
Yeah.
They were also like $30,000 to $40,000 to make one.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like they were so fucking expensive. cast and crew had to get their trunks checked to make sure no one stole one because of how expensive these fuckers are.
Damn.
So that was a fun little like Easter egg of everyone being like, "Fuck you, you goddamn animatronics! We're gonna throw darts at you."
That's amazing.
Like, hated them.
But like the Gizmo one, Gizmo's so cute. Like, why would you want to do that?
I mean, if it pushed back shooting by 6 months because the fucker kept breaking.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so obviously mischief being done against Gizmo, and then we have...
There's one more scene in the house.
Okay, yeah.
Mama Peltzer goes to investigate the sounds.
Yes.
And
I should preface, before this, when we initially cut to her in the house, she's in the kitchen making cookies.
Yeah, she's making gingerbread cookies, which she has a knife while she's making gingerbread cookies. And they're gingerbread men. She's not cutting anything.
Doesn't she grab the knife?
The second time. Because she ends up dual wielding later.
Yeah.
But originally, when she goes to investigate, she grabs one of the, not the butcher knife, the like long, like...
almost like a carving knife.
Yeah,
but
almost like...
Not the forked end, it's just like a long...
Yeah, I almost called it a fillet knife, but aren't those shorter?
Maybe?
It's your standard, like, long, skinny knife. She goes to investigate. Gizmo gets thrown down the laundry chute.
Yep.
And that's kind of what happens, the main part of this chunk, that's what happens in the house before all of the scenes kind of, like, connect into one again. It cuts to the bank for some reason. So we can see Billy. He's working while all this is going on, and Mrs. Deagle is causing a fucking ruckus because this bitch cannot just live her own damn life.
She does come back into the bank to deposit a check, and she's like, "Where's that fucking dog of yours?" And Billy's like, "He's on vacation." And she's like, "Well, good, because if he wasn't, I would have taken him, and I would have fucking murdered him."
Yeah.
And you're just like, Jesus, woman. Fuck off. Like,
yeah, she's just, God, I hate her so much.
Yeah.
They did a very good job of making a very hateable character.
mm-hmm.
Then we'll cut to the rest of the other scenes, which is Hansen is his last name. Roy
teacher.
Hansen is the biology teacher. He's showing the movie in class.
Showing some biology movie.
It's a biology movie about heart rates.
Yes, that's right. About the heart rates of creatures.
Yeah, so we get to see the hummingbirds and all the way up to humans.
And then like elephants.
Yeah, and like everything in between of just like all of these.
The smaller you are, the faster your heart beats. The bigger you are, the slower it beats.
Which
is crazy.
All of the sound from the film then translates into the Mogwai's heartbeat and how fast it's beating. And Roy ends up picking up on it. And he's like, "Oh, what the fuck is happening?" Because like either the box starts moving, because he put the fucking egg in a box.
Yeah.
He took it out of the cage to put it in a taped box. Like, these people don't know how to treat small animals. It doesn't have holes in it, no breathing, anything. He doesn't know how long the cocoon stage is gonna last for. But whatever, I guess. And he looks over at one point, like he's lecturing and stuff as well. He looks over at one point and the box is just gone. And he's like, "Where is it?" And luckily, saved by the bell, he ushers all of his students out. And he's like, "You want to what did he say? If
He's
you want to
like
give me a
making
Christmas
jokes about,
present,
like
get me Super Bowl tickets, like blah, blah, blah," and like shoves everyone out.
Really quick, I didn't really think about it until just now, but wouldn't it also be alarming to a biology teacher if a mammal type creature went into a cocoon?
I think for this, I have grace from a scientific point of view, being like, I've never seen anything like this before. I'm going to be the first scientist to discover this.
But like a mammal that.
No, it's fully alarming. I just think in his head, as a scientist, he's like, I've discovered something amazing, and I'm the first one who gets to study it.
But also, that completely plays into, again, why the fuck are you just shoving it into a box? Like, if this is a new thing that you are, like, I don't know. It's just, I don't like this fucking teacher.
My only guess is that he, like, planned on taking it home. Also, it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Why are they in school? Is that how it worked in the 80s? Did you only get, like, was Christmas break the day of Christmas forward for a week?
I don't know.
It was weird. But he ends up going to try and find the box, finds it empty, with the egg cracked, or cocoon, whatever you want to call it, open.
It's all gross and slimy. He hears, like, rustling and stuff around the classroom. And,
yeah,
he kind of follows the rustling. Yeah,
and he turned off the video and it turns back on.
Yes.
Back talking about the heartbeat. Which is, again, fun because now we're on humans, and it's kind of like talking about, like, the fastness of a heartbeat, and he's kind of, like, panicking as he's, like, looking around, which is always cool. And we talked about this in weapons as well when they were watching like the ant documentary, and how that kind of like played into the whole movie too. It's really fun when they do stuff like that.
Oh God, did we? And it doesn't really matter talking about this now if it hasn't happened yet. But like, is it right before like when Billy's mom is upstairs? Doesn't like music turn on downstairs?
Yes, you're correct.
Yes, this is when I started to like laugh a lot. Is about this point is because like it kicks on the
Christmas carols.
Do you hear what I hear? And like it's so creepy because she like looks downstairs, like down the stairs, and you can't like you don't see down there. You just see her looking down there, and you're just like, oh, okay. Like, ugh.
Yeah. Oof. And that's just like again, fun song choice.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the song choice is super, super good.
Roy has completely 180'd from when he was acting when this thing was in a cage to, hey, little guy, I bet you're hungry. Like, I got you a candy bar, which, like, he keeps saying, I bet you're hungry. And in my head, like, thinking at it now, like, it's because you just got out of a pupal stage. You're probably hungry because you just went through a metamorphosis. But in my head, I was still thinking of the gremlin as a mogwai. And I was like, when was the last time we fucking fed it? Yeah, it's goddamn hungry, you piece of shit. Like,
yeah. 100%.
But he's walking around with a candy bar just being like, oh, like, I bet you're hungry. Come and get this. There's, like, scampering and, like, random sounds happening all over the room until he finally, like, quote-unquote corners it, like, catches it under the desk. And he can't see it, but he's like, oh, just come out to this, like, little candy bar. Like, fucking creepy as shit. And he's, like, wiggling it, like, trying to get, like, it to the gremlin to either attach, like, get the candy bar or, like, kind of, like, do that thing where you can do with dogs where you, like, wave meat in front of their face and they, like, move forward.
He ends up putting the candy bar, like, under the desk or whatever it is,
yeah,
and holding it there, and you suddenly hear chomping and, like,
he's, like,
munching noises
bar,
and stuff, and the teacher's
he's like, oh, that's good, like, so happy you're hungry. And then he screams.
And then it
cuts.
cuts back to Billy's mom walking downstairs, right?
Yeah, so there's did I miss something? Did she call Billy? Someone calls Billy. Was it Roy? It was Roy. That's what we missed. Roy calls Billy, being like, hey, it hatched. So as soon as Roy gets...
Get over here.
Yeah, as soon as Billy gets off work, he goes straight to the high school where he finds Roy, his, like, shoulders up under the desk.
Yeah. With
a needle sticking out of his butt, dead.
Same needle that was used to draw the blood out of the Mogwai the day before.
Yes.
Sticking out of his ass cheek.
So Billy's kind of, like, looking around like, holy fucking shit, it killed Roy.
Yeah.
He hears, like, some sounds, and behind the desk, he sees the telephone and goes to reach for it, and this thing claws at his hand, and so he rips it away real fast, and then the same claw grabs an apple from the desk. You hear it crunch, then throws the apple because fuck the apple.
Yeah.
And then grabs a glass test tube and eats that instead.
Yeah. And is like, delicious.
And that just, like, what changed between them wanting to eat chicken to now they can eat glass?
Yeah. I don't know.
Which isn't consistent for the rest of the movie. This is the only time we see them do this.
Yeah, he was just
wanting a little crunch, I guess.
Yeah,
apple wasn't crunchy enough. Billy, like, tries again to look out on the other side of the desk. There's a bunch of commotion. He looks over. The thing has escaped into the vent system. That's right.
It went into the vents.
Yeah.
And he goes out into the hall and is, like, following the noise.
Yeah, he goes to the nurse's office real fast to wrap his hand because it's bleeding.
That's right.
And as he's, like, leaning against the nurse's counter, wrapping his hand, the freaking gremlin slams open the cabinet right above his head and just, like, screams at him.
Yeah, and he fucking tumbles into the wall on the other side of the room and, like, lays there for a sec.
This thing is throwing everything from this cabinet at him.
Starts throwing shit at him. Fucking crazy.
This is the first full look we get of the gremlin.
Yes, but it's very quick. So, like, they still want it to be a little bit of, like a mystery in your head, but they give you enough of a glimpse so that you can start to build an idea of what it might be.
Oh, yeah, like 3 times its normal size, no fur, reptilian.
Black.
Like a very black, like
dark
green.
Yeah,
type
like very,
thing.
very dark green. It ends up
going back into the vents.
Yeah, going back into the vents.
This is when Billy realizes that means the other eggs have Jesus.
The other eggs have hatched.
Thank you.
And so he's like, oh my God, my mom's at home. Then we get Billy's mom going downstairs, and she walks into the kitchen, and this is the first, like, solid glimpse you see of one of these things. And it's in there eating the cookies that she's been baking, which my wife, her first thought wasn't, oh my God, there's a little demon thing in my kitchen. Hers was, that little fucker, I worked so long and hard on those cookies and they're just fucking destroying them. Not in my kitchen.
Yeah, which is fair because, like, they are perfect gingerbread men.
Yes.
That it probably is homemade icing, that she was icing and doing all this kind of stuff. And the thing is just, like, eating the frosting, eating the cookies, just destroying
like,
everything. She goes to try... Billy calls home and she tries to answer the phone and she gets like he says like, oh, they hatched or something like that, or to get out of the house, and then someone chews through the phone cable. One of the gremlins chews through the phone cable, and I don't know if it's at the house or at the school.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing is cut. This is when the record player starts going off. So
it
got jumbled a little bit because of me trying to condense it. No, you're fine. But she does go in, and that's when she steps into the kitchen. Something throws the glass at her, so she like peeks and sees this thing just eating her cookies. She waits for one of them to crawl into the blender. It
like crawls into the mixing bowl to like, I don't know, lick the frosting or something.
It's just the way it dies. This thing dies made me think it was in a blender. But you're right, it's probably a mixing bowl turned on high.
It's one of those electric mixing bowls that's got like the double whisks that like, you know, weave through each other. Uh-huh. And you know, when you put it on high, it's fucking terrifying. Like, take your fingers off, terrifying.
Dude, yeah, with my KitchenAid, when I turn that thing on high with just the dough hook, I'm like holding that sucker down because it's crazy.
Yeah, this gremlin crawls into that bowl to like, I don't know, lick the frosting or whatever. And Mrs. Peltzer reaches over and turns it on, and this thing just gets shredded. I mean, like, goopy green guts and blood and just, like, chunks flying everywhere. It's fucking crazy.
Okay, but her, like, kill ratio? Fucking phenomenal right now.
One of the best horror movie protagonists.
Badass bitch over here.
Badass. More badass than... oh God, what's her name from The Descent?
What do I want to say? Juno.
Juno, yes. More badass than Juno from The Descent.
So then one of the other gremlins throws a plate at her, so she picks up one of those like folding what are they called? Trays. For like a folding tray, and holds it up like a damn shield, blocking the plates, has a knife in the other hand, and just like blocking getting close, and then stabs the thing in the head.
Yeah. Just fucking stabs it a couple times. The next one, this one, my wife does not. She was like, this one grosses me. Like, I hate it. Or at least she said she hated it when she was a kid. But, like, another one, like, I can't remember if it, like...
Screams or does something at her.
Screams or does something at her, but she shoves it in the microwave.
She gets cooking spray and uses it as mace in the eye.
Yes, so it like comes at her and she grabs cooking spray and sprays it in the eyes and backs it into the microwave. She closes the door, turns that bitch on, and you just see this thing like start to like kind of like tense up, and then it just fucking explodes and like melts all over the inside of the microwave.
And she like does a double take to make sure it's dead. She like looks at it once, looks to walk away, and then she's like, then goes away again.
It's gross. It's a lot. And again, so this, and I forgot to mention, so before she comes into the kitchen and like sees this gremlin munching on the cookies, that's a good example of like the suspense that I was talking about, where like it builds up a lot of good horror movie suspense, but there's no jump scare. It just like comes up into the kitchen and shows you the gremlin and they're eating the cookies, you know?
Yeah, especially because, like I said, we condensed those two parts into one, like, differentiating blocks. It is cutting between both of those scenes that you are watching Mrs. Peltzer go, like, investigate, and then you see the high school scenes, and you get these back and forths of, like, oh my God, the eggs hatched. Oh my God, where are they? Like, they're empty.
What does this thing look like? Like, what is, like, it's just, it does a very good job of building up the tension without cheap jump scares to just shove in your face to, you know, get your heart rate going.
And we haven't touched on this at all. Like, the music in this, they also don't rely on the score to make it spooky, to make the scares happen, to, like, it's very much, I forgot about the music because it blended so well into the movie that like I could not tell you, besides the carolers and then the record playing, like what music was even playing, because
Yeah.
it just blended so well into the scenery.
Well, and there are some scenes where they just don't use music.
Yeah.
And it's literally just the suspense building because you're watching this person like slowly walk through and investigate. And then it just arrives and you're like, oh shit. Okay. Oh shit. But again, it's such a good intro to horror because there's no cheap jump scares that are just going to like terrify someone and be like, I fucking hate that, you know?
Yeah.
Like my wife hates that shit. And also with the quote unquote gore, microwaving a gremlin, it's gross and it's like gory, quote unquote, but it's not human gore.
It's very like if Nickelodeon slime looked less neon.
If it looked like the rainbow slick that you see in oil on like the ground, like kind of black like that, but like Nickelodeon slime. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, I think.
So far, that's 3 of the original 5 gremlins down. She's killed 3 of them. So we haven't seen Stripe, and we're missing the 4th one. She goes. This is where she dual wields. She grabs another knife.
She grabs a second knife and goes fucking dual wield into the living room
where one of the stockings is hanging on the fireplace, and there's movement, and she zero hesitation slashes that thing in half, and it turns out to just be a toy robot.
This little toy robot moving around.
While she's like taking a moment to like breathe and reprieve, the 4th gremlin is in the damn Christmas tree and just tackles her with the tree, bringing the tree and himself down onto her. And they're doing like this weird flail battle in the pine needles and this kind of stuff. And
it's
she's
a very messy
and...
scene. Of, like you see a shot of like a quick flash of the gremlin and then like a flash of the knife. And there's just screams and like it's all wrapped up in the tree. And like, you know, at a certain point, she's tangled in the cord of like the lights and stuff. And it's just like such a messy scene.
He's like, he is able to like wrap the cords around her neck or something too and starts strangling her with it. And Billy comes in, and this is where the swords come back into play, because he takes a sword off the wall, fucking bats that thing like a home run into the fireplace.
Yep, fucking hits that thing right into the fireplace. It's funny like... because it cuts to, like, it shows the gremlin in the fireplace, but it's only the head.
Yeah.
And you're like, where'd the rest of the body go?
Because we just saw, like, one explode in the microwave, and this one kind of just, like, disintegrated besides the head. But, we still have not seen Gizmo.
No.
Or Stripe at this point. Both are MIA.
Billy ends up taking his mom to
the Futtermans.
Not the Futtermans. It's like
it's the other neighbors.
It's like their neighbors who's like also their doctor, I guess. Or like their dentist or something. I don't know. Some dude with a medical degree of some sort who, he like brings her over and is like, we've been in an accident, like take care of her. And they're just like, what the fuck? Like it's just this dude and his wife like
and he's like, be safe, Mom. Like, you're fine.
And then Billy goes back to the house and investigates. He sees the mess in the kitchen, and then he hears whimpering coming from the laundry chute. And he goes over and he opens it up, and it's Gizmo in there. And he's like, oh shit, like, what you doing in there, man?
And then puts him in a backpack.
And then shoves him in a backpack.
You're gonna be safe with me, man, and throws him in a backpack, and now it's like freaking Demon Slayer where he's got his little backpack with Gizmo wandering around.
He ends up going out to...
He follows Stripe's tracks in the snow.
Yes, he follows Stripe's tracks in the snow, and the tracks lead to the YMCA.
Yep.
And he goes in. It's fun to slay at the YMCA.
Oh.
Okay. Anyways, he goes into he goes in.
The front door is already broken.
Yeah.
He unlocks it. He's still holding his sword. One hand, good for him, keeping his weapon. The alarm sounds with the gremlin screaming.
Yes, that's right.
And as he's looking around, Stripe comes out of a closet? I don't know what this thing is.
Something, yeah. He like, I don't know either. I'm having trouble picturing it.
It's like the size, you would think a fire extinguisher would be kept in it, but it's like a closet.
Oh, yeah. It's weird. Yeah. It's almost like, the only thing that I can think of, funny enough, is the animated movie Atlantis. You know, in the beginning when he's in the basement and they ask him to like fix the boiler or whatever. He just like looks through that little fucking like half hole and like into the boiler part and just like smacks some shit around. That's the only thing I can think of. It's just like a little door that leads into like a little side
panel of things,
side compartment that I'm assuming maybe had the lever to turn off the fire alarm or the alarm. Which, how does he just know like about the school systems of like, or not the school, the YMCA systems of like how to turn off the alarm? Like, I don't know.
Look, if we start to get into how do they know how to do things, we gotta wait to the bar scene, okay? And then we can talk about how the fuck do they know how to play poker. So I'm not questioning how they know how to do anything.
I'm talking about how did Billy know to go into that thing to go to like try and turn off the...
He heard the gremlin screaming.
Guess, okay, yes.
That's why he went to open it. It wasn't for the alarm.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so he goes to open it. Stripe bursts out and cannonballs right into the fucking pool.
Yep. And then it just like zooms. It does this slow zoom out of the pool, and there's green and like shit tons of fog coming out, and this room is just filling up with smoke and fog, and it's like these green eerie lights and like bubbling coming out of the pool.
It's like if you turn the entire pool into a cauldron.
Yeah, like a witch's cauldron.
And lights appear for some reason.
And you're like, oh my fucking god. Oh no.
Billy, being the smart boy, books it
just
out of there. It's
runs.
like, I'm out.
He actually does the even smarter thing and
goes to the cops.
Goes to the police station, and he is sitting there trying to like convince them, or he's trying to tell them that like there's these things called gremlins. They don't start out that way. They start as mogwai, but they're like, and the cops are like, yeah, I fucking
also doesn't help that they're both fucking drunk.
Yes, these cops are drunk because it's Christmas Eve and it's just the two of them.
And again, it's a small town.
It's a small town, so it's like the sheriff and his deputy. And so, like, yeah, he's trying to convince them, and they're just, like, laughing it off and shit like that.
He finally shows them Gizmo.
Well, first, it cuts to, like, the street, and then, like, you see Stripe emerge out of the darkness, and then you see, like, a small army of them follow closely behind. And this is a cool shot because it's done in stop motion.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, I'd assume that's how it's done, just because it has like the frame by frame, like how you see claymation done, where like
I just assumed it was shitty CGI.
No, I think it was done on a small scale with like a bunch of little figurines. I'd have to. We should look that up, honestly. That's so weird because I mean, they could have also just used puppets, but like it definitely looks like a small scale, and it looks like stop motion.
For sure, it doesn't, like, you can tell the difference of the scene versus the rest of it filmed.
But I don't think it's CGI, because it has that, like, fake puppet look, but it doesn't have the computer-generated look, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I'd say it's a pretty iconic scene. It's not, like, one of the more iconic ones, but, like, having a fucking army of gremlins walking down the street is pretty crazy.
No, I like that scene a lot, because it feels like it plays homage to, like, other, like a zombie movie or like another horror like of just like watching the beast emerge from the depths of the fog.
Yeah, like watching the swarm of like locusts flood in, you know, like type shit.
Yeah, it's a cool scene.
And then Gizmo ends up showing the cops
Billy
Jesus. Yeah, Billy ends up showing the cops Gizmo. While this is happening, some of the gremlins are at Mr. Futterman's house up on his roof.
Messing with his
with his antenna. And he's inside watching TV, or trying to, and it's getting broken up. And again, this is why earlier we were like, why the fuck does Kate say that he's been like this since his wife died? Because it looks like his wife is there decorating or like cleaning or like folding something. She puts like a fake
log into the fireplace and is kind of adjusting all the things. And like talking to him, and he's like, doing the typical like 80s foreign thing, TV, like all this foreign shit. We should have went with the American brand, all this kind of stuff.
Well, and then it's funny because when the gremlins are messing with the antenna, it like switches to like a French program, and he's like, goddamn French TV.
He's like,
it's funny.
He hates foreigners so much.
Also, he's like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm gonna go fix that. It's probably the antenna or something might have blown over. So he ends up putting his jacket on and stuff. And his wife's like, oh, be careful out there. And he's like, Rrr.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good.
You had like Dish growing up, yeah?
Yeah.
So I can't compare the same thing, but like when a snowstorm would happen,
Fucking
you'd have to go out there with a broom and knock off all the snow, otherwise
Yeah.
you wouldn't get any service.
yeah. I'd be sitting there. It'd be like 10 a.m. My parents would be at work. I would be out of school because like they'd called off. I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude. Like I'm at home. Like I just ate some cereal. Like I'm fucking like I could play some video games here in a little bit. Like play my GameCube or whatever. And like I'm sitting there watching cartoons, and then all of a sudden the screen goes black, and then it shows the error message, or it's like, oh, like dish obstructed or something like that.
Can't connect or something wild like that.
And you're like, oh god damn it, because you gotta go, and then you gotta get all your fucking warm clothes on. You gotta put on your wool socks so that you can fucking fit into your big ass boots that keep your feet warm. You get all that shit just to go out in the backyard. I mean, eventually you got so annoyed that you just like walk out in your PJs and just be like, fuck, like I'll fucking, I don't fucking care. Just
depending on how bad the storm was. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So like that was obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
But he has the metal antenna that you had to like adjust and fucking move.
He has one of those that you see on top of like a building in SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Like going all sorts of different ways, just like metal poles and stuff.
So the Gremlins get a hold of his freaking plow while he's outside, and he's like, "Who the fuck is that?" And they rush at him with the plow as fast as the plow can go.
They drive towards him with the plow, and instead of, I mean, he runs into his house, which makes sense, but then like they just plow through the fucking wall into his living room.
And he's like, I was right, they exist!
And him and his wife both, instead of like, I don't know, running into a different room, they just kind of like back themselves into a corner as they're screaming, oh my god, gremlins exist! Oh my god, they're in my tractor! Oh my, like it's fucking hilarious. Because it's like also cutting back to this gremlin like in the driver's seat. And then there's one like on the steering wheel, like slamming his ass into it, and then like one's got the fucking
like lever thingies,
steering, the shift, like the gear shift, and like, and they're all fucking laughing and like like it's fucking hilarious.
So from this point forward, we get a lot of cuts of a bunch of different townsfolk.
It's just gonna be chaos.
Getting attacked by gremlins, seeing gremlins. I don't even know. I think I wrote some of them down.
Before we get like a lot of the rest of the town, we see Billy back at the police station showing the cops Gizmo, and they're like, "Oh my god, he's so cute!" Like,
what do you mean? This is like
what do you mean? Like, this isn't a fucking like? How is this a problem?
They now believe in Mogwai, but don't believe in gremlins.
Yeah,
because how could this cute thing hurt anybody?
Until they get a call, and the sheriff like hangs up, and he's like, something happened to the Futtermans.
Some accident with the plow.
A freak accident. And he's like, what the fuck is going on?
Billy tries to tell him it's the Gremlins, and he's like, it's a freak fucking accident. Go home, drink some hot chocolate, like, stop, like, sputtering this nonsense or something, because, like, the Futtermans just died. They
end up going, like, they're like, yeah, we're gonna, like, we'll be on our way. So they hop in the cop car, and as they, like, stop at a light or something, or they, like, just stop somewhere, and they see a dude dressed as Santa, like, run out of his house, and he's got gremlins all over him, just, like, beating the shit out of him, just, like, fucking ripping, like, Santa's losing his shit, and the deputy's sitting there in the passenger seat, like,
that's Dave Mars.
Yeah,
he
isn't that
Santa
Dave Mars?
Every year.
He plays Santa every year.
What's he doing now?
What are all those things? And the sheriff's like, I can't. What is that on him? All over him. And I'm like, and then they like, no joke, the Santa gets right up against the fucking car door, essentially.
Fucking collapses. One of the gremlins like reaches up and it's just like waves or does something, and so the
slowly rolls up the window.
Fucking rolls up the window, and the deputy is like, Sheriff, I want to go home. Sheriff, take me back to the station. Sheriff, I don't want to be here. And so instead of helping anything, they throw on their fucking lights and book it back to the station.
They don't even help Santa. They just turn on their lights and drive off.
And then
so funny.
They get cut off by this truck that then makes them fishtail, and then they flip the car, the cruiser, and it's unclear whether or not they survive because we don't see them after this.
No, we missed something because we at some point during this, and we get a view of Mrs. Deagle in her home.
Between the cops leaving the station and the Santa Claus incident.
Yes.
Mrs. Deagle is
She's like, it cuts to her riding one of those like stair chairs down, and she's got a cat in her lap, and she's talking about how a different cat in her house is like an asshole.
Did you catch any of the cats' names?
I remember laughing at one of them, but I aren't they like
Kopek, Dollar Bill, and I've always pronounced it drachma. I don't know if that's correct.
drachma? Yeah.
They are all.
Oh, that's a type of money. Yeah.
They're all named after money.
That's so
A
funny.
Kopek is, oh, fuck, I looked it up. Is it a Russian nickel?
I think so.
Or like an Austrian nickel? It's a coin. And then you got dollar bill and you got a drachma. She's named all of her cats after different currencies.
I think drachma or drachmae. I think that's Greek.
It is, yeah.
The only reason I know that is because of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh, I was like Percy Jackson. You gotta put him in the water to talk to.
Oh, yeah, that too. We get her, she gets downstairs, and then she hears singing coming from outside, and she's like, those damn Christmas carolers.
I told them last time they were here that I would like, I don't...
Something, she's
I want
just
to say skin them alive. She says like crazy out of pocket shit like that.
She's just a fucking bitch. Well, she ends up going out front.
She's gonna splash him with a pitcher of fucking water.
She's gonna splash him with water. She goes out front, and it's a bunch of gremlins dressed up
as carolers
with the fucking pamphlets open, and they're all like bouncing and like singing and shit. She fucking screams and flips out and runs inside, and she tries to go upstairs, so she gets on her fucking stair chair or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
One of the gremlins, like
Stripes.
Yes.
Stripe snuck in because she has a cat door on her door, so she locks her door, but does not lock the door that her cats use to get into her house, which Stripe had snuck into earlier, who had then manipulated her stair chair, and so as soon as she kicks on, she goes up, and then it rockets all the way up, and then she gets launched out the fucking top story floor window straight into a snowdrift, dead.
It's so funny. It's so funny because like she goes so fast up the stairs, and then like
it's so bad.
It's one of the very clearly dummies, like human dummies that you see people just launch in scenes like that in those movies, but like just the thought of Miss Deagle being like slingshotted out her fucking window of the second story, and just the way that her legs are like folded in, because she's kind of like she's folded in like a fucking tortilla in half, like flying backwards.
It was
just so funny. And then when the police pull up, because this is why I was like, this happens before, is because the police pull up and they see her, they're like, is that Miss Deagle? And it cuts to her just like laying on her back with her legs up in the air.
Fucking
this is so funny.
So not only have the cops seen that, they saw Santa get attacked and they just fucking book it. This is where they flip the car, unclear whether or not they die.
Yeah.
Billy then gets in his car, hoping it'll start, and it does.
It actually does.
When he turns on the radio, it's the host, the Indiana Jones host, being like, I've heard some weird ass reports. It's not Halloween. This is Christmas. What do y'all like? Stop joshing me about it. And then he gets attacked, and the radio cuts. It then cuts to Rand at a gas station trying to sell a clerk his smokeless ashtray that obviously doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just this awkward scene of Rand trying to sell this dude a smokeless ashtray. This dude doesn't say anything. He's just like smoking a cigarette, and then he like puts it out and lights another one, and then Rand's like, I can't help but know that you're a smoker. And then like there's like a pile of cigarette butts on his desk.
The ashtray is physically broken. Like Rand comes over and like shoves it back together because it's split in half.
He's like, I can see your ashtray's broken. Well, I got something for you. And he gives him like this little dome thing, like a little, it's like a smoke, what you'd think was like an old timey smokeless ashtray. Yes, that. And then it cuts back to, then it cuts to the bar, doesn't it?
It does.
And we have so many things going on. We have gremlins everywhere, first of all. Like, it's chaos.
They're swinging from the lights.
They're swinging from the fans, the lights. It's not it's not like animal chaos though.
No.
It's like a bunch of degenerate gamblers and drunkards and like chaotic partying people.
Because I thought of
invaded this bar.
I thought of instantly like a group of frat boys who have had way too fucking much, and there's one bartender who's just trying to keep the peace, and if she doesn't keep giving them beer, they're gonna lash out at her.
Yeah, or it's like imagine a group of really angry gnomes that, like, if you know anything about gnomes lore, they pretty much only drink beer or alcohol or like mead. If gnomes don't drink water unless they have to. It probably piss them off if they drink water long enough. Imagine a bunch of gnomes that had to drink water for so long and they finally got access to alcohol again. That's what this is like.
Yeah, there's a Stripe is playing poker with a group in the corner. There's the ones hanging from the chandelier.
One is dressed as a lady.
I was thinking of the one in leg warmers with the sweater who's doing her dance.
Yeah,
and
it does. It cuts to a couple of them straight up doing like the 70s fucking exercise dance type shit. Like, it's wild.
There's so much happening.
Meanwhile, Kate's bartending to them.
She's giving them. She's filling up their glasses. She's making
lighting
sure
their cigarettes.
Yeah,
or trying to. I should say.
So before that, Stripe is at the head of this gambling table, right? And he's got his lady next to him, and she catches one of these gremlins cheating, pulling an ace out of his sleeve. She tells Stripe. Stripe just shoots the thing in the head. Pops him. Just chaos has fully ensued. Violence means nothing at this point. Then it cuts to Kate trying to light the cigarette. A gremlin cigarette that has like 4 in his mouth. He's trying to just smoke all these ones, but she lights match, tries to bring it up to him, and he flinches back.
Yeah.
And she does it a few times, and he flinches back every time. She's like, oh my god, light, I can escape. So she grabs a Polaroid camera with a flash and starts taking pictures of everything, like using it almost like, a weapon to carve her way through this stuff.
Yeah.
And then the camera is probably out of film, because like it won't flash anymore, won't do anything. And Billy comes to save the day, shining his bright ass headlights into the car or into the bar.
Yeah.
Okay, books it out there. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. So we mentioned at the top, they all had clothes. The carolers had clothes. Everyone in here had clothes. Some of them were dressed like 50s gangsters. Some of them were dressed like 80s dancers.
One of them's like sitting there at a table with a trilby on, and he's smoking like a cigarette, and he's looking real somber. He's looking like
film noir detective.
Yeah, like the old noir detective type shit. And like one comes up with puppets on either of its hands and starts like making noises and dancing and stuff. And like the fucking noir one just kind of like looks over at him and then like slams the table, and the other one like runs off. Like it's such a weird that they're like trying to portray them as like humanly as possible.
Yep.
But it's like these things are just like, I don't know. It's almost like these things are like little demons that used to be humans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they know about, they have an idea of this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I just wanted to point out the puppet thing because that was my favorite.
Good.
It was
it's
so fun.
Funny because he's just like,
Kate escapes. She gets into the car and the car won't start.
Yep.
And Billy's like, we gotta make a run for it. And she sits on Gizmo and she's like, what the fuck is this thing? An appropriate reaction to seeing a weird ass fucking thing.
Yes. Finally, an appropriate reaction. Yeah, and he's like, no, don't worry. Like, this one's fine. Like, this one's good.
This is a good one. He's not with
him.
Yeah,
this is a good one. He's like, well, car won't start. We gotta book it. And Kate looks at him like, are you fucking serious?
So they book it to the bank.
It's
already thrashed. They've already been here. Banks aren't fun. They just destroyed it and left. They're pretty safe here. This is where Kate has her epic monologue about how her father died, dressed as Santa, broke his neck on the roof, fell into the chimney, died.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently the reason Kate hates Christmas so much is because, like, Christmas Eve, her dad like left to go do something and never came home, and then like the police found him in their chimney like 5 days later with a broken neck, with presents in his hands, dressed as Santa. And
the reason they found him is because they tried to start a fire and it started to smell.
That's right.
And so they had to call the fire department. She's like, "And so I fucking hate Christmas."
So that's why you also, as a normal viewer, would be like, you know what, Kate, that's a little valid. Like, I get it now. It's fine. don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, and this whole speech almost got cut.
Really?
Yeah, I believe it was the producers or Warner Bros. Someone said it was too dark, that it shouldn't be in here. And Dante, I don't remember his last name, the writer, was like, it's the best part, man. Like, this makes it. You gotta have it in here. And the actress who plays Kate was like, I really wanted to do this part of the movie. It was one of the main reasons I took this gig, apparently. Like, because
of the traumatic backstory?
Yeah, because of the speech. And so, in the end, they ended up being able to keep it. And, like, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
it does shit.
You can hate Christmas, all right? That's, that's what we get out of this. They end up...
I don't remember what takes them out of the bank, but they leave the bank. I think, in my head, I don't know if this is correct, but in my head, she says, where did they all go? And he says, somewhere dark. So they go to the theater. Yes. I don't know if that actually happens, but that's what happens in my head.
I think that is the case, because, my brain is like, they're at the bank, and then they know to go to the movie theater.
Yeah. And I don't know what connects them, but it's something like that.
They do go to the movie theater.
It's playing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
It's playing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and it's so cute because there are so many gremlins in this movie theater. It is full.
Entirely full. This is the biggest theater I've ever fucking seen, and every seat has a gremlin in it.
They're all eating popcorn and shit. The dwarves in the movie start singing Hi-Ho, and they start fucking singing along with it.
The thing is they go from being chaotic, throwing popcorn, being wild, and then as soon as the gremlins in the booth get it working, they all settle and all instant zoom in like a bunch of toddlers, and you put on Frozen, and they're just like, hi-ho, hi-ho, and they all sing and dance around to it.
Funny.
And it's just like, oh, all you have to do is put on music and gremlins are chill.
Well, and it's funny because, like, Billy and Kate, they, like, come in and they look through, like, the window on the door, like, into the theater. And Kate's like, what are they doing? And Billy's like, they're watching Snow White. And they love it. And I'm just like, I'm sitting there laughing so hard because, I don't know, it just, again, like, It's a creepy movie and such a scary concept to think about in actuality, but then at the same time, this kind of shit is just so good. Like, that bit is just fantastic.
Oh, I love it too, because as they're walking away to go to the boiler room, Gizmo starts singing with it as well, and he's like,
yeah,
starts humming along.
Oh,
they
God.
end up passing a screening of Bambi to get to the boiler room that is this trap door. Is wild. It's like behind one of the screens. And as they're passing, Gizmo's like, Bambi. Like, homie recognizes all of these movies.
Yeah.
He's a movie buff, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
They get down to the basement. Billy ends up cracking open one of the pipes to let all of the, like, propane out.
Yeah.
So,
gas.
Yeah.
And gas lines.
Then as they're leaving, one of the gremlins in the booth fucks up, trips the tape because it's one of those old school projectors where it's tape running.
Well, so Billy he takes like a sheet and lights it on fire, and it's like he puts it underneath the door, and like half the sheet is on one side and on either side of the door, and he lights the one side on fire so that when that does reach the other side of the room with the gas, hopefully, Yeah,
he makes a ignition line, whatever they're called.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're correct. I forgot to mention that. So when they're leaving, one of the gremlins trips the film out of the projector, which is how you used to have to watch movies that way. It wasn't just like a digital copy of it.
Yeah.
And they're caught. Their shadows are caught because they're running behind the screens. The gremlins go wild for them.
Yeah. They flood towards the screen, just like rip through the screen to get to them. Billy and Kay are running through the building. They're like sprinting through towards an exit while these gremlins are like flooding the halls behind them.
They end up blocking the back door with little gremlin arms pretty much sticking out of it, and they book it to a car to hide behind a car just in time as the entire theater explodes. But what we forgot to mention was Stripe left because he wanted more snacks.
Yeah, Stripe saw a sign that's like a neon sign at a store that said candy, and he's like, ooh, yummy. And so he left to go get that. They see him after the theater explodes, they're like, is that all of them? And then Kate realizes that Stripe is sitting over there in the fucking window
with his arms full of candy.
Eating candy. And he sees them and fucking books it back into this like store.
Yeah, it's like a department store. It feels more like a mall or like a super Walmart where there's a bunch of different, like there's a big sports section and there's a big like toy section.
Yeah. They end up going in after him.
He's riding around on a skateboard. His arm's still full of candy. Running away from them. He's like, snacks.
Mm-hmm.
They end up splitting up. Billy leaves Kate with Gizmo so she can find the lights while Billy goes to find Stripe.
Yep.
And right before they part, they have a sweet little kiss, which doesn't feel out of place, and I'm here for it. They had a nice little build-up. It wasn't just like, oh, we might die, we have to kiss. It was cute. She was totally been into him this entire time, except for the one 100%. Part about the suicide rates.
After he asked her out on a date, she said goodnight to him like 4 times as she was trying to...
Night.
Yeah, and then like went into her door and then like before it closed the door said it again, like goodnight.
Yeah, and the scene where Gerald's hitting on her in the bar too, she deflects his comment and instantly talks to Billy. Like she's been into him this entire movie.
Yeah, 100%. So they go their separate ways. Oh gosh. I just remember Billy like coming across Stripe and then like Stripe dipping out on a little red tricycle. Yeah. Like Saw style.
Pretty much. It's pretty much like a Scooby-Doo chase scene type deal. Like Stripe ends up on a TV because in old school departments they would have like a camcorder set up to where you could stand there and then your face would be plastered on all of the TVs behind you.
Yep.
She just made me think of Teen Titans, the animated series with who controlled the TV?
I know who
Control
you're
Freak?
About.
Is that his name?
I thought you were talking about the fucked up like half hallucinations with Raven and Sloane. Maybe I'm thinking of something different.
I was thinking there's the guy who literally controls like TV. He's like the gross one.
Oh, you're right. No, I know what you're talking about.
I was thinking of him. So Stripe appears on one of the TVs. Yeah. And it like jump scares Billy, so he smashes that TV, realizes it's a TV, and Stripe appears on all the TVs, runs away, he does run away on a little tricycle and looks a lot like Billy from Saw, the puppet.
Yeah.
Kate finds the switchboard and she just starts smacking that thing. She's just hitting all the levers, trying to do whatever she can to turn on the lights. While she sat Gizmo down, he noticed that the sun was starting to rise and he's like, oh shit. And so he leaves to go be the hero of the movie.
He gets into a fucking... I don't even know what you call it.
It's like a Barbie electric car.
Yeah, like a little RC car. But like, yeah, he fucking hops into one of those and just starts going fast and furious.
Just running through. Stripe ends up getting a baseball bat, nails Billy with it, knocking him down hard. Yeah. Billy takes such a bad beating here.
Oh, because...
not a baseball bat, sorry. It's the baseball shooter that shoots balls.
Yes, he hits Billy in the back with a baseball shooter, and then as Billy's like he reels into the shelf and like falls down, and then fucking Stripe like comes out of one of those like circular clothing racks and with a mini crossbow and starts shooting at fucking Billy.
He hits him in the arm. Yeah,
he hits him in the fucking arm
with crossbow bolts,
and you're like, ow!
It's bad. Billy takes a fucking beating. Yeah. Okay, this isn't the right word. It is fun to watch your main protagonist not be OP as fuck, though.
Yes, agree. Like, to see that it's just another human, like, nobody has plot armor type shit. You know, like, granted, he's not dead. He got hit in the arm, but still, like...
He's getting injured. He's gotten clawed. He has sustained injuries throughout this entire thing. And to watch him, like, not know exactly how to handle everything. He can't just like deflect shit off the bat. Although, speaking of that phrasing, Stripe comes at him with a chainsaw and he grabs a baseball bat and is like deflecting the chainsaw literally. With a baseball bat.
Yeah, fucking crazy. This is terrifying. But yeah, like Stripe comes out at him with a fucking chainsaw, and as he's like as he's sawing through it and stuff, Stripe gets hit by...
Stripe, like, he ends up, like, I think getting him unbalanced, or he gets hit by something. I can't remember exactly what happens.
But, like, Stripe gets knocked down, and he, like, lands on his back, and the chainsaw drags him away, and, like, around the corner in a really hilarious fashion.
It's good. And then it ends up unplugging himself.
Unplugs, yeah, but he, like, hits his head on a wall, so, like, Stripe is sitting there like kind of reeling for a second.
Yeah, freaking dazed and confused.
He ends up like getting up and running into this little...
It's like atrium type deal.
Like just a little tiny little botanical area with like a little fountain in the middle.
That Kate ends up actually accidentally turning on the water for.
Yeah, there's like a little... It's like a greenhouse halfway. I don't know what it is.
It's literally like a greenhouse. Like it's a little like walk. It's like an indoor park. There's a bunch of plants everywhere. There's like glass windows that have all the shades pulled down right now. Has a little fountain in the center. It's like you would park an old couple here while you went shopping.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
They can sit here and read the newspaper. I need to go get some stuff. It's just like this little alcove. We do get this nice wide shot or close-up shot of Gizmo in the car, and like over narration style, it plays a quote from the movie he was watching earlier, which I think might have been The Invasion of Body Snatchers.
I think it was.
Is this quote from that movie?
I don't...
Because that movie was definitely playing. I
don't know. I just know that was the movie that was playing.
That was so the quote is, "It takes a certain type of guy to do something like that." I can't remember the end of the quote. I didn't write it all down.
Yeah.
She says, "It takes a certain type of guy for something." And then he says, "That guy needs a certain type of dame." Which, that's a fun quote to have. Well, Gizmo's like, "I'm gonna go get the lights. It's gonna be great." Oh, he also finds Stripe, as he gets knocked off and is headed towards the fountain, finds a gun case.
Oh, yeah.
He just grabs a gun as well.
He grabs a
Why
gun.
not?
Stripe goes over to the fountain and like gets up to the top of it and sticks his hands into it, but then like his back starts bubbling. Gizmo, meanwhile, he drives through and like launches off of this shovel and like launches across the room and just kind of like hits a wall and falls into this planter.
Yeah, he's not doing well.
But then and then it cuts back to Stripe and he's like bubbling up, like about to spit out more gremlins. And then,
not yet, no.
Yeah?
No, he shoots Billy first. Billy has to come back in the scene before he gets into the water.
Does he shoot Billy with the gun?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, so Rand comes back into town. The radio disc jockey comes back onto the radio. He's still alive, and he's like, "I survived!" And as he's stopping, because he comes into town, all the cars and stuff or whatever, Barney hops out of the car, runs into the department center to help. Billy keeps looking for Stripe, who was waiting to shoot him before he touches the water. So he waits until Billy gets into the atrium, stares at him, shoots at him, doesn't hit him, and then climbs into the fountain. But as he's doing it, he's getting fucking soaked with splashback of this water, and does not bubble until he sticks his entire little finger in the top of the fountain. And then he starts bubbling.
Yeah.
But he does shoot at freaking Billy.
But he doesn't hit him.
I don't think he hits him.
Okay, I thought, because that's, yeah, okay.
Billy lives, but he gets the shit kicked out of him.
I know Billy takes a beating. I don't think he got hit by the gun. I know he took a fucking arrow to the arm.
Yeah, I just know he does get shot at.
He does get shot at, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is as we're having Stripe with his hand in the fountain, like his back is bubbling up. Gizmo launches himself off of the fucking shovel, hits a wall across the room, and falls into a planter. But then he gets back up and sees this little like lever on the wall, and he's like, "Ooh, light, bright light," and goes over and pulls it. One of the windows on the ceiling opens up, and you have a ray of sunshine coming in, hitting the top of the water fountain and hitting Stripe right, like dead on.
Yeah.
He fucking starts screaming, melting in a very disgusting way.
Dude, yeah,
it's gross.
This whole scene, because like he definitely started multiplying, because he like all of the water starts bubbling and all that kind of stuff, and the light is like hitting them fast enough that even as they're trying to multiply, they're like dying. So it's starting to turn into like, again, that like Nickelodeon slime ooze nonsense. And you kind of just watch him like literally dissolve into a skeleton falling into the fountain. Yeah,
falls into the fountain. And then Billy goes over to get Gizmo, and Billy walks up to the fountain, and fucking Stripe pops up out of the water, but he's like this...
He's literally just the skeleton.
Yeah, he's like the skeleton with just like melted flesh, like barely hanging on.
This is the only jump scare.
Yes, this is the only jump scare.
I totally forgot about this jump scare. This is the only jump scare. The skeleton jumps out and immediately hits the ground and just like kind of dissolves
And then fully dissolves into a puddle.
Yeah.
And it's really gross.
At this point, they had wrapped Gizmo up in Rand's scarf because he followed Barney into the department store.
Yep.
And he's definitely not doing okay. He's injured. He's just slammed himself into so many different walls. On the way back, or at the Peltzers, I don't remember if it's on the news or if it's on the radio. I think it's at their place. They're watching the news, saying it was mass hysteria. There were major riots. Like, this newscaster is just going on and on about how, like, you know, what happened here to this small little town? Like, they didn't deserve this. Yeah. All the while, Gizmo is, like, wrapped up, and Mrs. Peltzer is, like, taking his temperature, and he's trying to chew on the freaking thermometer. She's like, don't eat that. And it's, like, this super cute little interaction. Yeah. Until grandfather comes. He's returned to pick up the Mogwai. And
he's all upset because he's like, you didn't listen. Mogwai is too big of a responsibility and all this stuff.
Also, you taught them to watch TV?
Oh, yeah. Also, you showed them television?
He is the most disappointed grandfather at that point because he does the whole, thing than watching TV.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. 100%.
And Rand here says the whole, like, I didn't know the right words, so I didn't write it down, but he's like, grandfather is obviously saying, I told you and you didn't listen. And Rand is like, but I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
And it's like the incompetence or the unwillingness to listen to someone who's like, don't do this, and you fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what the right phrase is for that, because there's a term for when people are...
incompetence.
Is it just incompetence?
I think so.
Or like thinking you know the better than someone who knows more than you or something? Like...
Yeah, I mean, narcissism. I don't know. But yeah, essentially he's just like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to. Yeah, and grandfather's like, well, I'm fucking taking this thing back. And my wife was like, yeah, this broke my heart as a kid, because I was like, no, that's not fair. Like, I want one. Why does he have to lose his? Like,
No, as an adult watching that, it's like, yeah, no, fucking take Gizmo away. They cannot be trusted at all. No. This shit's gonna happen again.
Like, Gizmo will be fine with this old Chinese man. It's totally good.
Obviously knows how to take care of him. Yeah. And right as he's leaving, Gizmo, in their, like, little chirpy type language, is talking to grandfather, and he's like, what? Who? Him? All right. And Gizmo says goodbye, or is like, grandfather looks at Billy and is like, he has something to say to you. And he's like, they can talk?
Yeah, and he's like, you just have to listen.
You listen. And Gizmo pops out of his little box and is like, bye, Billy.
He's like, bye, Billy. I'm like, oh my God. And then he walks away.
Before he does walk away, though, he looks at Billy and says, you are not ready, but one day you might be.
That's true.
And Rand apologizes again, tries to give him a smokeless ashtray. And he's like, oh, yes, I know exactly what this is. A man tried to sell me one.
Oh, I didn't even mention. I forgot to mention that we get a very quick cut of, like, Rand outside of that gas station where he sold that dude the smokeless ashtray. And the dude's standing there with the ashtray, and it's just pouring smoke out of it. And the dude's sitting there coughing like crazy because it does not work.
It does not work.
And Rand's like, those will go out eventually, trust me.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I forgot to mention that, but that was also one of my favorites, because this thing is smoking like a chimney.
It's so bad. Like, it looks like it's on fire on the inside. It's like so bad. It's like a mini like pizza oven is smoking.
It's so funny.
Oh my God.
This dude's just coughing because he didn't say a word. He didn't even like agree to like buy the thing when Rand was peddling it.
Yeah.
He didn't like he didn't say a fucking word.
I think that he might have said like yes or oh. Like
yeah, I think he said like yes.
Yeah, it's like him smoking or something like that.
But then, like, to just cut to him holding it in the doorway, like, coughing. And it's for, like, 15 seconds. Like, he doesn't even, like, do anything. He just stands there and watches Rand, like, take a phone call or something. Oh, God. Anyways, sorry. Yes.
No, that's great. And as they're walking away, Gizmo to Barney says, goodbye, woof woof.
Oh, yeah.
I love his little goodbyes to everyone. Then... it gives like a wide shot of them walking down the street, and Gizmo is singing the Seven Dwarves Hi-Ho song. Mm-hmm. And damn, this dude walked here? From where? Where's his car? Magic Man. I don't know.
Yeah, mysterious old wise man, whatever.
who appears when he needs to. I do. So that's the end of the movie.
That is
obviously.
the end. Wow.
I don't know what happens to start the second one, but I did want to talk about some of the other inventions of Rand's, because there's the remote control telephone.
Yes.
That does not work.
Nope.
And somehow he can tell when his wife doesn't use it, and she has to make up a lie about how, she was just outside and she just like ran in real quick so she didn't have a chance to use it. The remote control lights that we mentioned. Mm-hmm. What else? I think those were the only other two that we didn't mention.
I think so, because I mean, we mentioned the smokeless ashtray.
Yeah, I think maybe that was the last one we didn't mention. But it's just like, or re-mention that it was broken.
Yeah.
None of them worked. They did both. Mrs. Peltzer and Billy at one point said they always work so well for the first few tries, and then something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like they're just not meant for longevity.
Yeah, I think it's fucking great.
There's probably some like American capitalism motif you could spew here about him like wanting to make a quick buck and willing to like hurt animals to do so, or like mass produce something.
Just like do it cheaply made or like whatever, just to honestly, I mean, there could be a few undertones like that. Like it feels like there could be some little messages here and there, but it also feels like it's just a pretty cut and dry, like,
yeah, I mean, if you really
could go either way, you
could really like dig deep into some of these, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not hyperboles. I don't know. Motif is the only word I can come up with. Like, just the way things kind of go about. You could probably dig into this and how, like, you know, a white man goes into a Chinese store and buys something, doesn't even buy, almost practically steals something that he knows nothing about, to then do shit he shouldn't do with it and doesn't take care of shit. Like, there's a bunch of stuff you could say in here.
Yeah.
But if you didn't want to do that, it's just a fun movie. Great holiday movie, in my opinion. Way better than Die Hard.
Yeah. I think in the spirit of scary movies, don't watch Die Hard.
I guess that's right. This is the podcast, right? I meant Christmas-wise.
No, I know. I'm
that was great.
Jokes.
This is so good.
Oh yeah, go watch it if you haven't already. And
do we have any other recommendations for holiday movies that we aren't going to cover? I liked Krampus, the Krampus that came out a few years.
I don't think I watched that one.
How long ago was that? Oof.
Krampus. I don't know.
I got a replica bell from that movie from, I think Comic-Con when I went.
I haven't seen it.
That one was pretty fun. At least what I remembered of it. I had fun with that.
I like the idea of Krampus.
Yeah.
Scary as fuck.
The lore of Krampus is really fucking cool.
One of my favorite Let's Players, one of my favorite videos of them is them playing a horror game about Krampus.
Ooh.
Pretty fucking great.
Nice. So for Christmas every year, me and my wife host, right? And there are 3 movies me and my family always have to watch. We watch Scrooge with I want to say Tom Hanks, and that's really wrong. Bill Murray.
Yes, I know. Yeah,
Scrooge with Bill Murray. A Muppets Christmas Carol, because that is the best Christmas Carol, and A Christmas Story.
You don't watch Home Alone?
We don't. No, those. So A Muppets Christmas Carol is my mom and my brother's favorite. A Christmas Story is my dad's favorite. And Scrooge, I think, used to be my grandma's.
I can't believe you don't watch Home Alone, bro.
No, sometimes we'll watch Santa Claus. Like, depending on how everyone's feeling, like Christmas Day, we'll just binge watch all of the Christmas movies we can find. So, like Santa Claus 2.
Oh, yeah. The Tim Allen Santa Clauses. Or the first 2.
The first 2 were great. 3 was a little weird. And then they came out with the TV show. And they totally forget about his first kid.
Oh, yeah.
And that was wild.
I just like that he became extremely troubled in high school.
Yeah.
That was relatable.
I feel that. Like, what would you do if your dad was Santa Claus?
I didn't fucking rappel into my gym and graffiti the walls, but, like, I was a degenerate in high school, too, so, you know.
Our entire friend group was, minus 2 of them. So,
hey,
anyways,
this movie.
Those are our takes for Christmas movies and our favorite horror Christmas movie, at least.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Follow our Instagram and threads at No Self Service Pod. Until next time.